underscore Chelsea fan.
Top four. Should I even be on this podcast? Because
No.
we're not going to make it. So.
Oh, and I'm joined by Adrian, a Liverpool fan.
Bobby Firmino, Bobby Firmino, Bobby Firmino, Bobby Firmino. Listen, we're still fighting. We're still in the fight. We're still going. We're still going.
Does that work if his name is Bobby Firmino?
No,
I keep hearing Firmino.
No,
It grinds my gears.
That's I had to add the extra syllable, innit?
It grinds my gears.
Bobby Firmino ain't got the same ring.
The chant doesn't work.
All we know is that every time Peter talks,
You
he
gotta
scores the next week.
Yeah.
Keep talking. Keep talking.
Remember that time we did like an 8-minute sermon and the man bags a hat-trick the next week, the next game?
Phenomenal stuff.
man.
It's true.
And
It's
I'm
facts.
joined by Remy, a Manchester United fan.
Ole is still at the wheel. He's still at the wheel. We keep him there.
A quick question, what? The wheel of what? The wheel of what?
The wheel of fortune, eh?
Yeah, I was going to say, the wheel of fortune.
Like, because when I first heard the saying, I thought it was like a ship. Like he was steering the ship.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's still that.
I guess
He's
it
driving a
is.
car. He's driving us to the Wanda Metropolitano. That's what he's doing, and he's driving us to Wembley as well for the final.
The Wanda Metro.
For the Champions League final.
Atleti.
It's there.
Oh!
Yeah.
Ernest is on the wing coming down, so he will be with us shortly. So we're going to kick things off at the top of the table, at the top of the tree, where Man City and Liverpool both collected 3 points each.
You know, I watched Match of the Day 2 yesterday,
No.
and Liverpool was the first game on the billing.
Are you joking?
Yeah,
It was.
Yeah.
Liverpool?
Yeah.
Why?
I think it was
Because
six goals.
it's a title challenge, isn't it?
I guess so.
It's a big teams, isn't it?
I guess
Nah,
it's-
in fairness, I would have gone for United Arsenal.
Why? Those four kids fighting for fourth spot,
Nah,
yeah?
mate.
They don't deserve it no more. I saw someone on Twitter the other day, yeah, saying Pogba versus Xhaka is the new Keane versus Vieira. I said, what?
shut up.
Keane and Vieira fought for titles. These men are fighting for top four.
Can't mock their blood,
What
sweat, and
is that?
tears for some Xhaka and Pogba. You're
What
mad.
is that?
Adrian, are Liverpool doing what it takes to either stay up in a title race, or are they doing things to even slip out of the title race? I mean, it was a funny performance, but for 3 points nonetheless, for comfortable goals.
I think we're fighting for our lives at the minute, and
They're on the hospital bed. Just
You sound like a relegation.
Yeah, you sound like Roberto
It's a
Martinez.
fight.
This
is what these draws have done, yeah?
Hey. We're fighting to win this league, but I think again, it's a theme I've sort of hit home on a lot of times, but it's the idea of a new Liverpool, because the first goal should have counted. Like Alisson was clearly fouled, and you know, in years past, I give you an example, like Sunderland with the beach ball, that would have almost have been our crutch to say, well, even though we lost, it was mitigating circumstances. There was a beach ball on the field, so it wasn't really our fault.
Can you imagine if they would be around now? And like,
I can't believe that stood. I don't know how they made that.
How that came into the ground.
That was.
Do you know, it's a good
crazy,
question.
you know?
Is that guy still employed?
That beach ball situation is always still fascinating because maybe there wasn't a stadium thing. Maybe there wasn't like a what you can't bring to the ground. I bet maybe that wasn't in there. I mean, it's probably not even in there
did you
now.
lose that game?
1-0.
1-0.
Because of that goal.
It was the goal.
Well, you would have lost anyway because you missed the penalty, innit?
I can't remember. No,
It
to be
would
honest,
have been 0-0.
to be honest, Sunderland were the better team that day. That's what. It was a poor game. It was horrible.
Okay.
I think it was Roy Keane. Nasty day.
That's a nasty day.
Nasty, bro.
But yeah, so Liverpool are they're grinding it out. They're doing what they can. Were you worried against Burnley at any stage?
Do you know what it was? I can't even lie. I wasn't even watching the game. Like, it was
still in church.
I was in the service.
Like, knee deep in
No,
service.
but I can't even lie. Like, my whole heart went over there when I was distracted. But I feel like obviously I didn't really watch the game. But when I saw it at 1-0, I knew instinctively like we would come back, go out home. Burnley ain't a great side.
Yeah.
So when it did become 1-1, 2-1, 3-1, I wasn't really surprised.
You got more faith than me, boy.
I think I only checked it when it was 1-1, so I didn't know that there was no feeling of they're down. It was just okay.
I knew they were down, and then I was watching. I had like one eye on it, and it was at Anfield, didn't it? I don't think Burnley were going to win. Even at 3-2, I was just like, nah.
It looked like the Liverpool trying to get back to the slaughterhouse days. No?
Well, I don't know.
I mean, the goals are flying in.
They haven't really
They
been
did
doing.
give
the goals
Watford
are flying
5.
in.
Their last home one, I think they gave Watford 5, and then
True.
and then again, 4 for Burnley.
So
I think it's good for the strikers, Firmino and
apart from Salah.
Mane. I mean, yeah, Salah's been
The funny thing is, Salah played well that game. From the highlights I see, like he was at it,
that's
he was
true.
making things happen.
So he could have got the goal for, was it Firmino's? Where
Firmino's.
he got fouled and then Firmino just slid in. So it's
And I
like,
think for
stuff
me,
like that,
the way we think about Mo Salah is the standard he's held to, because if a normal winger was putting up his numbers, there'd be no debate. There'd be no talks about him being out of form.
And this is after one season of Salah.
Yeah.
It's not like he's been doing this year in, year out, and then we're still holding him in high regard. He had one hot year, and he's having a good.
when you
To be
raise the
honest,
bar that high,
to expect-
you can't. It's not that you can't come down, but like you've set it at a
But it's
super high
one
level.
year. He did it for 1 year.
No, but for anyone to expect him to bang 44 again, that's absolutely
insane,
absurd.
yeah.
It's similar to not to compare the two
Well, like
players.
Demba Ba,
Ronaldo.
Nah, yeah, I was gonna say Ronaldo, because Ronaldo banged that year for United. He scored bare goals.
Scored
Then
like
the next
42,
year,
yeah.
the next year was just a bit less.
Yeah, because he had his heart elsewhere. Like, he wanted to go to to Real Madrid, and Fergie held.
Yeah, but
him.
is that an excuse? Like,
Wait,
I
wait,
don't think
Because
that's
he still
not
banged
played
goals.
well.
He got a lot that
He
season.
got a lot that season.
But did he not get his move that season?
No, he went the following
Good
year.
after.
Oh yeah, and then that's when Fergie said he wouldn't sell. Is it Calderon and virus?
He wouldn't what?
Basically, they were asking Fergie, so what is Ronaldo going to Madrid? And then he basically said something to the effect of, I'm not gonna give them nothing. I wouldn't even give Florin to. I'm even mad. I wouldn't even give Perez a virus.
Oh, Perez.
Yeah, I wouldn't even sell Perez a virus, basically.
Perez a
Yeah.
virus.
No, I get you though. Like
It might have
it's
been
hard
Calderon
to.
then.
Was it Calderon?
Because Calderon left in 09.
Oh, so there was someone called Calderon.
Yeah.
I thought I that name for Finnair.
No, he's been talking a lot lately.
Okay.
He's talking a lot lately. We'll get onto
Yeah,
Madrid
he said
later on.
I wouldn't even give Calderon a virus.
We can get onto Real Madrid very soon. But look, Salah still got 17 goals in the league this season. I mean, that's still phenomenal. He's one behind Aguero.
And
He's still
who's got one less than him?
Sadio
His partner, yeah.
One less.
Mane.
Mane. Oh, okay, yeah.
He's
Mane's
been
got 16
silently
league goals.
climbing up. I didn't even
I know.
realise.
I am surprised he's got this many goals this season.
Because normally when the clocks go back,
That's when he says, "No, I'm not on it."
when the clocks kick back like his hairline.
unnecessary,
But lads, but when did it get that bad? I never noticed it.
What the hairline?
I never
Yeah,
noticed
got
it.
Do you know why? Because he always threw like some gold in it. Or something. So
He
it
distracted
always,
you, yeah.
it always distracted us.
He always distracted you from the line because there was always a style.
I said his hairline's an obstacle illusion, you know.
Brother, so,
I think that's harsh, man. I think he's been one of your best players.
He's my guy, but he's got a bad hairline.
Digging out his hairline.
no, the consistency is actually surprising because Mane, if there's one thing that's frustrating about him,
Goes off the boil.
he goes off the boil, man. He can have a.
So I have to ask Peter the question.
Yes.
If Liverpool
Yes.
have two players that score 20 league goals, does that make up for Firmino not scoring enough?
Bernard Firmino's on 11.
He's on 11. 11 plus 16 plus 17. Let's do some quick math.
Does that make up? Can they do it?
44.
Can they do it?
If Mane scores another 4, Salah gets.
Now
another
look,
4 to the end of the
I
season.
don't want to make excuse for the argument I've made. I don't want to make excuses for it at all.
That's fair.
But
Stand by it, guys.
no, but as in Mane scoring 16 goals, that's phenomenal, and no one expects that, right? So with Mane and Salah doing that, it compensates for Bobby's 11 goals. So can they do it? Sure they can. You know what I mean? Sure they can. But will they do it? I don't know. I mean, it'll be interesting to see because look, Sterling's got 15, Aguero's got 18, and I think the next one down isn't. We can't see him.
Yeah, single
Sané,
figures.
it's Leroy Sané.
On
He's
like,
on
what, 8?
Yeah, he's on 8, which is interesting, you know. And Jesus is on 6. I thought people like what's his name, like David Silva's and who's the other Silva? Bernardo Silva. I
But
thought
he's
they would be
been
up
chopping
there.
and changing the team so much. It would make sense that they have single figures because they're hardly playing.
He does chop.
Yeah.
Them wingers,
They've got like 3 men and like 4 goals. You know what I mean?
He
3 attacking
does.
midfielders and 4 goals.
So it adds up in the end. Yeah,
Yeah.
but like I said before, Liverpool haven't got like a goal problem. Nowhere near it.
But they haven't got a defensive problem. So where is it? Midfield.
Midfield, yeah.
Yeah,
I
they
think
started the line.
you guys said it last week. You know, the Everton game and the United one.
Yeah.
It was the midfield battle. It wasn't really about so much.
But they fired blanks in those games, and they've had 3-0 in the last, or let's say they've had 4 draws in the last 6 or 7 games when you include West Ham and Bayern. So you know, I was starting to think like, oh, maybe the sawdust is running out. But Who knows? I mean, look,
The sawdust.
Liverpool will be playing teams who are at the beach. This is the month, guys. Welcome to March, yeah? March is the month where you begin to see guys at the seaside.
That's where you get your Bournemouths,
at the seaside.
your Leicesters.
People who are
Loads of teams
safe.
are on 33 plus.
People that are safe.
People are safe.
I'm telling you.
But the teams in the mires, the teams in the trenches, your Southamptons, your
They
Cardiffs.
start digging out wins,
Southampton
bro.
are putting it out.
They
Boy,
start
they're putting
digging
out
out
performances left,
I'll
right,
tell you,
centre.
yeah, I mean, you're saying...
Keep hitting free kicks like that, Will France, and they're gonna be safe.
I mean, Cardiff beating West Ham. West Ham are one of those at the beach. They are at the beach. And I never, guys, on this podcast, I never ever want to hear any of you talk about West Ham United ever again. And I'm looking at Oscar as well. Because, especially Oscar. No, because at the start of the season, everyone was talking that war talk about West Ham United.
Pete, it wasn't war
tenth.
talk. It was West Ham could have a top half finish, and I think that's what they're going to do.
And guess what?
I said give them a season.
You know, it's not actually impossible.
No,
It's impossible.
feasible.
Have you seen the games they've lost?
It's feasible.
It's
A top half finish for West Ham
Wolves,
United.
Watford, Leicester.
For West Ham
Maybe
United.
West Ham afterwards. Maybe.
No, but my point is, should West Ham be looking at top 10?
What should they be looking
Should
for?
be.
They should be pushing that European spot.
Oh,
They
yeah,
were,
but
they
for the money
were,
they spent,
they
for
were
the money they
6
spent,
not
you're
long
right.
ago.
So wait, you don't rate them?
No, I don't
They're
rate
not-
them.
they're not-
I don't know.
League.
It's a
Yeah, they're
weird one.
ninth in the league. Let's go look at their defeats, shall we?
Pete, they're behind.
No,
No,
look at their defeats.
What Peter's saying is valid still.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
They're ninth in the Premier League, yeah. Just
Yeah.
behind Watford,
Yeah.
And then above them is Wolves.
Yeah.
And then above them is the top
How is
6.
Wolves above you?
But Wolves are sick. And they got a
No,
good manager.
no. Every club has to ask, how is a newly championship promoted side?
No, but
I'm
they
above them?
it's not average,
invest.
it's
It's
not
not
average.
But that's
You
a
say that,
that's
you
an
can
anomaly.
say that.
It's not just a newly promoted team. They
But
put
half
in
that
money.
team, half
Yeah,
that
that's only
team,
Fulham.
They signed Porter's
Yeah,
captain.
they sign good players. For
they
them to
did.
sign
No,
names.
they signed good players, which is everyone needs to take note.
I don't understand how you're dissing West Ham. They're above flipping Leicester and Everton. What are those teams?
Yeah, look at the two you've mentioned who've had awful seasons.
Alright.
They've had shocking seasons.
But
those two.
West Ham have had a bag of injuries, and they're
West Ham have had a bag of injuries.
have
Is that what you're
had a
giving
bag
me?
What, Yarmolenko?
Is that what you're
They
giving
have
me?
had
You just hate on
Yarmolenko,
West
I'm
Ham.
not, I'm not hating on West Ham.
hate
I
on
like,
Bullshit,
you know what it is?
get out here.
I actually like West
But
Ham.
Wisha was injured from the off.
He's
Like,
been done out here for 10 years, man. We know this.
When's the last time- when's the
Do you know
last time
what?
I
I
had
actually
this
like
football?
West Ham because they hate Chelsea, they hate Tottenham. We're friends. I'm cool with that,
Oh,
right?
Andy
But,
Carroll just came back. Bro,
but you look at it,
they've
bro.
been riddled with injuries.
bro, they lost at Cardiff, right? They drew with Palace, right? They lost to Wolves. They lost to Bournemouth. They drew with Brighton.
like, these aren't the
they
worst-
lost to Burnley. Come on.
Some of these
no,
losses that you named, they're not the
no,
worst.
no.
They're not the worst losses.
It's that mentality
They're
thing
losing
there.
to their age mates. They're actually losing to their
No, but
people
that's what
around
it is.
them.
That
Are you
mentality
joking
thing
me,
there.
bro? Cardiff.
They've beaten
Okay,
United,
okay.
they've beaten Arsenal, they've drawn with Liverpool, and then to lose to that list that Peter's read out.
Bro,
That's kinda
did you
funky.
hear what I just named?
That's kind of funky.
Have you heard what I just named? You know what I'm saying?
I can't lie. This
Fodder.
is classic
Fodder.
Premier League, though. This is
the table don't lie. The
there's
table don't lie.
nothing-
And I think when you look at Pellegrini,
Greeny.
There's hella Pellegrini,
when he's doing his flipping training sessions, he's never had a full attendance. Half his team is out injured all the time.
Bruv, listen, I got nothing.
You're
but
with
respect
Winston
for
Reid. I
Pellegrini.
haven't seen him all year.
Where's Winston Reid?
I'm a fan. Well, he can't.
Last time I
can't
heard,
be
he
back
fell
in that
off
side.
a balcony with Andy Carroll.
That was
August.
look. That was the problem with West Ham. It was playing Winston Reid.
They've got Andy Carroll up front.
Yes.
He hasn't been here for 6 months of the season. Yeah. Jack Wilshere, Yarmolenko. Everyone they have gets injured. Lanzini's just come back.
Name me their good players.
Lanzini's just
Name
come
me their
back.
good players.
Nasri came in and he's out already.
Because he's garbage.
No,
Nasri.
because of injuries.
That's
Bro,
just
if West Ham had a
liability.
full team, Pellegrini would
He's a
do bits with
liability.
them. Trust
Yes.
me.
What-
He needs to get rid of the injury-prone players. Don't get me wrong. He needs to get rid of some of them because obviously we know players like Jack Wilshere, Andy Carroll, them man are never going to be fully fit. But we're going to see a serious team under Pellegrini. I guarantee it.
Only because it's
I don't think
Pellegrini.
so. I just
Only
think
because
they're
Pellegrini.
mid-table every year.
They shouldn't be.
They'll
They
get to
shouldn't
Europe.
be.
I
They
think they'll
shouldn't
get to
be.
Europe under
What-
Pellegrini.
I think you're over.
Not this season. Not this season.
I think you're overrating it because what they did a couple
They
of years
have a
ago, all those
good
years ago with
squad.
Village,
With Village.
that was different. I felt like that was a different team.
But
It
they were
wasn't the
hot
same.
stuff,
yeah.
man. They were hard that
But
year.
they've lost some
when
of
they
those
finished
players.
sixth.
They have, but they've got a new team and a good manager.
Namely Payet.
They've got a good
The
manager.
thing is, though, let's keep it
that
a
was
buck,
it.
yeah?
That's
Let's-
it. They
let's-
lost
Yeah, that was
let's-
good. That was
let's-
all Payet, but that was a
yeah.
different squad.
Keep it a buck. They ain't got good strikers, right?
No.
They haven't got any good strikers. They ain't got any good centre half.
Marco.
Marco who?
He's decent.
Arnautovic.
Off you lot.
There's
man.
decent.
Ever since his
That's
head has
not
been
the
turned.
player.
Ever since his head has been turned.
That's
that
not
was
the
it.
player that's going to get you into the Europa League. He's not.
What?
He's not.
Who's the player that's going to get you into the...
You buy a serious striker for once.
Name a better striker in the league, in that
No,
area
to
of
be
the
fair,
league.
yeah, Arnautovic ain't even a striker.
He's not.
Yeah, it's like an SS, innit?
I don't know what he is.
I don't know, man. A lot of
He's
guys
not a
would
striker.
take
No, but I
that.
think in West Ham's defence, I think when you spend the amount of money you spend, it's gonna take. You have to sort of, and you're getting a new manager. players need time to gel, players need time to acclimatise.
Yeah.
So for me personally, if I was the West Ham board, I'd be saying, you know, at the back of my head, yeah, we should be aiming for European football. But if we can get like a strong sort of season, like top 10, and then we try and consolidate that next year, we go again, we invest heavily again. I think West Ham will be
How many
right.
games have we played this season? Is it 30?
30, yeah.
30. Their highest goal scorer has 8 goals. The second one has 7.
Who's that, Hernandez?
No, number 1 is
Anderson.
Felipe Anderson.
Oh, yeah,
then it's
yeah,
Marco
signing of the season.
Arnautovic. It's not the signing of the season. It's come out that nonsense, right? You can't have 8 goals after 30 games.
Well, guess what? They got Young Player of the Year in Declan Rice.
No, but that actually
And he's not going to get the Young Player of the Year. He's not going to get
Who's going to
it.
get it?
Wan-Bissaka.
Wan-Bissaka.
Oh yeah, shout.
that's a good
Phenomenal shout. No,
I
listen.
think Declan Rice will win it, but shout.
No.
To be fair, Declan will win because he's English.
He's English. Come on.
So's Wan-Bissaka.
I mean,
Is
he's
he?
English as a
He's
J.
English.
Yeah, he's in the
Wan-Bissaka?
squad. He's in the squad.
Wait, Wan-Bissaka's English?
Yeah, he's in the squad.
Well,
Yo!
He's an English
Whoa,
player.
That sounds kind of French still.
Man's from Tooting, not Tooting, Croydon.
So what is it? Is it area boy? I mean, he's from. Sorry,
that kind of
he's
area
from. I
boy.
didn't say he's from Eds. I don't know why I said area.
Better.
boy.
Area boy.
He's
Nah,
from
He's
Eds.
Congolese, yeah, he's Congolese. Well, he's in England too.
But he's in the England squad, yeah. As in, like,
Ah.
plays for under 20s and whatever.
So he got picked by.
I don't know if he's
Gaza.
in now. That squad hasn't come out until
Oh,
Thursday.
So when you're saying,
He's in. He's played for the young. That's what I'm saying. Not the England squad, not the England squad, but he's played for England
What,
squad.
the Young Lions.
He's considered English. So
Big up Wan-Bissaka.
Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, no, man. I'm not
I don't want to
so.
hear that West Ham talk. I'm telling you now, bro.
But they're where they are. They're where you expect them to be. I don't
No,
know why
that's
you
not
just-
where you expect them to be.
Yes,
I
it
just expect
is.
them to be there.
No, with the
I'm not
investment,
lying.
no, but realistically, like, it's going to take time
That's
for
where
them.
they
It's going
should
to
be.
take time.
But why is it that they were a 6th place side one season, and then it was an 8th place side the following season, and then it's gone downhill since then?
Because they've had a bag of injuries this season, like I explained to you.
Explain last
It's been
season.
like 3 years.
Explain last
They're a
season.
whack team. Like they didn't have Pellegrini last season.
Yeah, but explain last season or the year before that.
I'm not talking about last season. I'm talking about this season.
Yeah, but I'm saying explain it.
bro.
Innit? Just
I mean,
explain it.
different management, different setup.
I don't want
they're
to
where
hear
they
West
should
Ham
be.
talk.
They're where they should
I'm
be.
not here for
There's
it.
nothing underwhelming about them in my opinion. I don't see anything underwhelming. I really don't.
I don't know, bro. I'm not trying to hear them. That's all I'm saying anyway. Ernest just stepped in the build.
Man, like.
We were talking Liverpool. Somehow we got into West Ham. I can't remember how.
Stalling, isn't it?
Huh?
Stalling, isn't it?
The big one.
For the top seed, how many stadiums you could go to without going to the big one,
Right,
innit?
going to the big one. Well, we can go there now because it's the top 4 derby. Arsenal 2, Manchester United 0.
The top 4 derby.
We always call them derbies.
Is it,
We
yeah?
always call them derbies whenever the top 4 lot face each other. Whenever our teams face each other.
By the way,
Yes.
that name's extinct now, you know?
What's that? Top 4?
Top 4.
Why?
Yeah, it's the top 6. But actually, this year,
No,
there's
because it's
a
all
fight
about
for the top
all
four.
about fighting for the top 4.
So-
Don't the name will last.
Okay,
The name will last,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
We'll stand
Until we
the
get
test of
another
time.
berth in Champions League.
I'll do the rebrand.
Unless we're now allowed 5
Yeah, we
teams.
lose our coefficient.
Or we lose a coefficient, yeah. Then we have to have a real
That's
discussion.
nuts, you know?
I know. I tried to think of a name where it would last long term, but the offside, you can't call it anything. You can't.
Man said the offside.
Like as in there's football podcasts galore.
What, the
There's
high-
so
the
many.
High Life
Named
podcast?
every single name. The name I found free was that. But yes, at the Emirates Stadium, the North London boys in red
Yeah, right. Fair
took
enough.
took all 3 points, whilst everybody else fell apart. Remy, what was your thoughts on that game? Did you watch it?
Yeah.
And what were you thinking during the game?
It was disappointing. The boys didn't take their chances,
Yeah.
especially the one that I always ride for, Lukaku.
Big Lukaku.
Big Rom.
And he's been on form. He's been on big
He's been
form.
on hot
but,
form.
Hot form. But it's disappointing because that first chance around just
Yeah.
before 10 minutes,
Yeah.
he puts that away. I think it's a different game.
Why does he kick the ball to
Like
the
the
ground?
Tottenham game.
Man's doing the Ozil thing,
Why is
you know?
it-
Like, he missed
I don't
it.
think he meant to do
He
it.
mishits it, yeah.
Yeah, I
You
don't
think
think,
so?
I don't think he meant to kick to
Not to kick it down, but I think he wants to just make contact.
Yeah, he's trying to make contact. You miss it. The touch wasn't there, as we normally know.
Should he not have conviction and put his foot through it,
Yeah,
as
he
opposed to
should've.
just tapping
He
it?
should have. He should have hit it cold.
Yeah, if he hit it,
Stone
then
cold.
it's 1-0, and then I think it's like the Emirates game from the FA Cup. Same kind of story. But,
Was it a bad result? Was it a bad performance from Manchester United? Or
Nah, far from it.
do you think Arsenal were lucky to get the victory?
No, like half and half, because you weren't lucky. Because
Arsenal weren't lucky. Nah.
at the same time, fair enough, those goals were our fault. But at the same time, it's not like you didn't. It's meant to say that you guys didn't deserve it because you did what you did.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we should have put some of the chances away. It just looked like we were slightly off the pace. Like the amazing chance at the end of the first half.
Yeah.
Rashford just slightly late and the ball slightly in front. It's just little things like that. I feel like another day they put it in, and it's just one of them ones. Like there's like 4 or 5 chances you look back at it, and we could have scored more. So it's one of them ones.
Anybody else got anything on this game so far?
I think Emery got it spot on.
Again with the tactics,
Like the way he the team he set out in the beginning. Because you're looking at that team, you're thinking Jack and Ramsey are the 2 holding. How serious are we going to be? But the way Arsenal started in like the first 10 minutes, very strong, very like solid, and United couldn't really get the ball off you in those first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then when the goal went in, it was like, okay, now you have the ball. Now you try to beat us.
Yeah.
And for some reason, United's finishing wasn't on point.
A1.
But it's like, it worked out. There was one point during the game when you lot were 1-0 up, and I said to Michael, I was like, yo, Emery's got to take off a striker because United were bossing the midfield completely, and you lot couldn't really get a couple of passes together.
To bring on El Neni.
No, I was gonna say take off a striker, but the reason he didn't take off a striker is because you guys always had that threat of a counter attack, no matter what. United couldn't commit too many men forward because the ball was always going to go to the other side. That's exactly what was happening in the what situation was it? There was a situation where Fred has a shot, I think, and there's a foul, but Lacazette is off.
Yeah.
And then Jack is like, yo, let ref play on, but the ref pulls it back.
Shocking as well.
Yeah, that was in the first half, but even in the second half with the penalty, the same thing happened.
Yeah.
United had buried the ball, and I think Emery was like, let them have the ball.
Yeah.
Like he was let them play. Don't close down the whole thing and try lose energy by chasing them. Let them play. And luckily United didn't take their chances.
Yeah, I think we were lucky to win because when I look at the goals that we scored, I think the Xhaka goal, although it's a good goal and it's a ball that swerves and whatever, it's a freak goal. It's it doesn't happen every week. He could do that again and he's not going to hit the target, right?
Yeah.
The penalty's soft. There is contact, but the penalty is soft, and on another day, you don't get given that. Outside of that, De Gea doesn't make any save, so we weren't really that threatening. Whereas United, Leno made I think about 3 superb saves. Only when I watched it back on TV that I realised, oh my god, he saved.
Yeah, but even that goes back to what I was saying. Like Leno only made saves because of the way the game was played by Arsenal. And I think you look at some of the saves he made. For example, towards the end, Lukaku should have definitely scored. Yeah. Rashford had a header towards the end. Yeah. But at that point, it's already 2-0.
It was 2-0.
So
it was 2-0.
United are gonna have all the chances. Yeah.
The header was 1-0.
2-0.
Rashford's header.
Rashford's header.
Because Greenwood was
yes,
on.
you're right.
Towards the end.
Right.
Yeah. It was already 2-0. So I think if you're looking at it from an Arsenal perspective, I don't feel like you should be like, oh, we let them have chances. I think that was the plan. The plan was to let them.
I don't know, man. I think the ball.
Then they rode their luck. If what you're saying,
I think Emery planned it. I think Emery said United are going to have.
I agree with having the ball.
On another day, if Lukaku finishes those, what am I talking about? If Lukaku finishes those chances,
Bad thing.
Anyway, if someone else finishes those chances,
Was he not capable?
Adrian, get the guy out of my club. He's garbage, bro. He's crap.
The thing is, I don't think Emery's plan was that to let us have those chances because every time United went through, it looked like it was mistakes from Arsenal.
Not necessarily to concede chances, but to let United play.
But every time the ball kept going behind our defence was wobbling around.
I suppose, yeah.
And
Arsenal can't do that again.
I can't stand.
Arsenal can't afford that again.
I can't stand when we give teams the ball and they just cut through our team through. Like,
it was almost like we switched sides. Arsenal play like United.
Yeah, they have more possession than Arsenal.
Yeah, United had more possession.
But do you not feel like
I agree with that.
Do you feel like when you're 1-0 up, the onus is not on you anymore?
Yeah, no, it's not on you. It's not.
I think that's why. But United played some good football, man. When they were moving the ball about,
they were decent.
There was one move.
They were decent. On
the left side,
it was like one touch passing. It was moving, and I was like, "Come on, guys!" I was saying to my back 5, like, stand still. Just make sure that you don't let these lot, because they kept. One was pulling this guy left, and the other one was pulling him right, and then Ramsey's nowhere to be found. Everyone's, there were times where they were all over the place, and people like Xhaka was getting great praise, and I was baffed by it.
I was confused.
There was times when I was just looking at him like, "Where are you?" You know what I mean? Like, where are you? Every time Fred's got the ball, there's a 10-mile radius around him. No one near him. And it's just frustrating. But, I'm glad that they didn't have the shooting boots. Because United could have won the game. Even with our 2 goals. They could have won 3-2. Easily.
Definitely.
Yes, Leno was great in goal. The finishing weren't all poor because I think there were some outstanding saves. So I don't think all the finishing was poor, but it was one of those that weren't your day that day. I just think it was a bad day at the office, and you lot will roll on to whoever you got next in the league, and you'll beat them. So yeah, I wouldn't be worried as a United fan. What it did make me think though was that these two teams are making the top four. I did think that Arsenal and United, these are the two teams right here. What I'm seeing on the pitch, Tottenham and Chelsea. I think we can say goodbye.
I absolutely hope you're right because after yesterday, I'm still fuming.
You're still fuming.
I'm still fuming, bro.
It was just one bad day.
But it's one of them losses that, you know, them losses where you play well and you're like.
And I said to him, that's the best way to lose. It's like it's not like
it's the best, but it's the most annoying.
It's annoying.
Because when you look back, it's annoying.
I hate that.
But the fine inches.
I will take that like a 3-1, like the way City beat us. Sometimes you'll take that because you're like, at least they were just way better.
But you know why though?
Yeah.
Do you know why you wouldn't though? Because then you just take that performance on to the next game. You beat the next team. Whereas if you get beat comfortably by City, for example, you're off form now.
Because I think I get what Peter's saying because of the performance. I think the way United have lost, you're looking at it and you're thinking, all right, well, let's go for top four. We've lost, but let's go for it. Yeah. Me, as a Chelsea fan, I'm looking at our performance where we've drawn, and I'm thinking, we're not going to make top four. Even though we got a point, you lot didn't get a point. Yeah. I'm just looking at the performance. We come out of the performances thinking two different things.
Good point.
Because of the way, I mean, obviously the opposition counts.
I mean, you rescued a point.
But the performance that United showed, it's like, yeah, you guys are going to do this. You guys are going to be
fine. You guys are going to be alright.
I absolutely hope you're right because that game absolutely pissed me off, bro.
But more so, it's because of Spurs and Chelsea. I think you're going to be fine. Not because of United.
I'm not.
Spurs and Chelsea
I'm not. You see, the thing is, I'm not looking at no other teams. You can't have that many free chances and not finish. I'm so sorry. Like, man came to me at work today and said, "Oh, did you see Lukaku's touch?" I said, "Bruv, are we getting to the point where we're getting excited because a professional footballer can control the ball?"
It was a deft touch, though.
I don't care.
And then it was perfect to win ball to Dalot as well.
When that ball came down, when that ball came out, sorry to talk about the touch.
We all know what touch you're talking about.
That's how sublime it was.
It's dire.
Yeah, but you know what?
That move was incredible.
That's a valid point.
That's dire.
When you're so bad a player, when you do the basics right.
It's so dire
because it wasn't just a normal touch. Okay, that was actually a very nice touch.
It was a nice touch.
You know what I'm saying? You would get excited if any player did it. If Ozil did it would be like,
if that ball got to Rashford and he scored.
If Rashford runs towards the ball,
he did.
If he runs toward, how can you see Lukaku's done a perfect? The weight of the pass to Dalot was perfect.
I think he's still in shock.
And
that was rubbing his eyes with
you're the only blue shirt in the box. Run towards the pass.
No, but he runs and then stops. And then
he stops.
Yeah, he stops.
And then he calls for it. Then he's like, oh, bro, I'm so pissed, bro, because we had not three. Lukaku had 3 excellent chances where you hit the bar. Then Leno comes out and it's like, bruv, just dink it over his body. There's no other.
He tried to do that was a superb save.
No, he didn't try and do that. He fumbled the ball, bruv. And then Leno
shoots, and Leno makes a great save.
He shot at Leno. He didn't dink it.
Look at the angle, though.
I think that was
so this is what I'm saying. Expectations. If you're a better striker, I'm not asking you to shoot at the goalkeeper because you know when you receive. This is the problem with Lukaku is that when he receives the ball, he thinks about what to do. Because when he said to Rashford, "I'm here," I'm like, "Bro, you're next to Leno. Just pass it in." Then it's when he gets the ball, he thinks, "Oh, I'm in front of goal." He's a clown, bro.
That's a hard goal to score, man.
Oh, Pete, stop it.
The one when he rounds the keeper, but then Leno gets back in
position. That was
in isolation. I don't think it's that bad, but in the context of his performance, it looks bad.
Bro, honestly,
I would say in that moment, it just reminded me of Lingard's one against Alisson. It's like
we missed him yesterday. You know,
the keepers actually reads it. So that one I will say is Leno's.
Do you know who finishes it? Do you know who finishes that? Because he did it.
Ozil.
Alexis. This guy. I had to get him in.
Okay.
That's actually what he did.
That's exactly what he did. And he chipped check. I think
that first miss from Lukaku is horrible. The last miss is horrible because he takes a touch.
The ball was perfect. He should just carried on.
Yeah, I agree there. And Rashford's header, I sat there.
That was like 97 minutes.
Sorry.
I feel like that was
unmarked. I mean, marksman in goal.
Fairness to him, he evaded his marker. Like he spun off Maitland now was like sick. And he had the free header and he didn't do anything with it.
The header had like low pace on it though. It felt like the header had.
You know how many people I've heard use that same excuse today? The whip of the ball that had no pace on it.
No, whip. Sorry, I mean, I don't know. The header. I feel like the header was just like.
It had to generate the power
I
himself.
don't know if he didn't.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't have to generate power.
I don't know. It just felt like.
No, he had to generate power. He had to generate power.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
That's why I find it poor because there's no power, there's no conviction in the header, and it's to the goalkeeper. It's not in the corner. It's not. You know what I mean?
He hasn't forced the save out.
And a marksman doesn't care what minute of the game it is. He's a marksman.
Thank you. That's what I'm
He's got
saying.
legs. Even if we leave here 2-1 defeat, fine. I scored.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I feel like the body language at that time was like, okay, we've.
No, they knew the game was gone.
Yeah,
but
I was more annoyed at those other chances early on. That was really it.
And the thing is, like, I think one of the worst players on the pitch were the two strikers, Matic and Ashley Young.
Matic had a hard time. He had a hard time in midfield because Ramsey and Matic. I mean, Ramsey's an engine. He's going to run.
The only thing I'll give Matic is that it's his first game back from injury. But my God,
That ball he played to Delort was sick.
Oh yeah, it was saucy.
it was a ball. But I don't know, man. Second half he was better, but flipping heck.
Where does this leave the top four situation at the moment? With what's happened elsewhere, we will get into that. It's going to be a big race, isn't it?
There's just so many factors.
So much anxiety.
To talk about,
There's so many anxieties.
I feel like it doesn't even change too much because I feel like even if we won, yes, there would have been that, 3.
We're level on points with Tottenham.
But you know what? I hear that. If United lose, the one thing you want is other teams dropping points, and I think it's the best. It's one of our we're happy.
Was it not the perfect weekend?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
No, that's what I'm saying. So
he's saying nothing much changed. He's saying nothing much changed, but because you've already lost.
No, I disagree.
No, because you've lost. At least nobody else really gained ground.
I mean, statistically, he's correct.
Nobody's gained ground.
No, but if you win, then you gain ground.
Yeah. I get that, but you lost. The fact is that you've already lost. But at least on this weekend, you lost on this weekend out of all weekend.
Even I say like, okay, if we won, yes, we would have been 11 points with Tottenham. But even then,
the problem with what you lot are saying is that now you're relying on other results.
But you have to.
But you have to anyway.
No. In terms of if you focus on your win and you win, then it's like you take advantage regardless of whatever happens around you because at some point someone's going to drop points.
No, but I'm saying I'm saying it after the fact. Yeah, it's look. Okay, now it's Monday morning. Let's look back on the weekend. This is the best weekend.
Now our destiny's not in our own hands.
It's because it's no longer in your hands. So it's like. I'm saying the Monday because it's the day after the game. You look back and say, you know what? Everybody else dropped points bar Arsenal, who were behind us, and that's the perfect weekend.
Before the game, your destiny wasn't in your hands anyway.
Not really, no, because Chelsea had 2 games in hand.
But in that 90 minutes, we could have beaten Arsenal.
Yeah,
but Arsenal will be thinking the same thing. Arsenal thinking, look, Spurs dropped, Chelsea dropped.
In terms of if we're playing hindsight FC, then I look at the chances we had. In terms of I know what you guys are saying, but what I'm saying is that in yesterday our destiny was in our hands. Yesterday in particular.
But so was Arsenal.
No. The reason I'm talking about Arsenal is because Arsenal don't have the same fixtures as we do. So I don't care about Arsenal. I'm talking about the fact that we have City and Chelsea, who we now have. Those are 2 must-win games. They weren't must-win before yesterday. Now they are.
You don't think they were must-win before?
In terms of if we lose to City, and say because Chelsea I think is in May. I think we have City the last weekend of April or whatever, yeah? So it's like, we beat Arsenal, we terrorise everyone after that, and then if we lose to City, then cool. Because one of you guys will drop points in that time. And specifically looking at Tottenham because they got Liverpool, and Chelsea because they have to go to Anfield as well.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that yesterday was more than must win. Like, if you win that game, you're level on points to Tottenham, then you can look at Wolves, you can look at Watford, you can look at all these other teams and say, let's pipe these lot. You see what I'm saying? But what United are doing now is, it's not that your destiny's not in your own hands. You don't know if you're going to win the other games.
But
we have Wolverhampton in Wolves.
It's still in your hands because if United win, they make the top 4.
Yeah, but your fixture, I prefer your fixture list.
Yeah, of course you would.
This is what I'm saying.
But you faced against the top 6 sides. This is the thing. It's not like you played Watford and lost.
No. What I'm saying is that there's difference between like a top 6 side that is Liverpool, Tottenham, City. This is Arsenal.
Oh yeah. There's a top 3.
There is a top 3, then there's a bottom 3 in the top 6.
There isn't a top 3, guys.
No, as in Tottenham.
The reality is that the Tottenham are not in the 3.
As in what I'm saying is Tottenham have bugged out. Yeah, they've lost 9 games. Fine, that's fine. But the reality is, before they decided to turn into the real Tottenham, they were 5 points off of Liverpool. So I'm still looking at them in that light.
But do you know why they're down where they are?
Because they're Tottenham.
But besides that, they've had big games. They've had to play tough teams. Do you know what I'm saying?
Southampton?
No, as in not this recent, but as in before.
Burnley?
As in they lost to Chelsea. Everyone made noise when they lost to Chelsea. They're playing a top 6 side at the bridge.
No. That game, like the games against Tottenham against the top 6, I don't mind. It's like it's expected if Tottenham lose. You see what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is that if Tottenham beat Burnley and Southampton, we're in a different conversation.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So Tottenham, that's what I'm saying. It's just because they're Tottenham, they booked out.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, I'm looking at them off the last month, not off of what they've done in recent weeks.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that the top 3. When I look at Arsenal, I'm like, Arsenal are gettable,
but not at the Emirates though. The Emirates were
no.
hard to beat.
I'm not saying you're easy to beat at all. I'm just saying in hindsight, I look at the quality and I'm like, flipping neck. Yeah. How did you let these chances go?
Yeah, no.
Dude, because you see, like last season, it was sit back, same as Ferguson tactics, David Moyes tactics, Van Gaal tactics. Yeah. This time we played on the front foot after Xhaka's goal. Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying?
That's
and
we had to chase the game.
No, we had to, but I've never seen us execute like that before.
No. That's true.
At the Emirates, I've never seen that.
It's a bad day at the office. That's why I'm not too worried.
But the only reason it's a bad game is because we have a donkey up front. Yeah, that's why it's a bad game.
United have played worse and won.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. No, honestly, Lukaku's pissed me off because I actually retweeted. Yeah, man said, honestly, if Lukaku turns up in this game, I will not slander this player to the end of the season. I actually retweeted that. Yeah. No, he was bad yesterday.
What? So he deserves the slander now after his form?
What, 3 games?
Yeah, it's still good form.
Pete, don't do that.
He dug him out when he needed him.
I mean, look, he did. And he's performed very well.
I hope he carries on the form, not yesterday's one, but
no. Remy, do you know how bad it is? Yeah, it's that I don't expect him to have a good game. That's how bad he's been. Wow. Yeah. I don't expect him to have a good game.
No, now I'm expecting.
No. Why do you expect it?
Because there's
what for what? What's he done? What's he done since Ollie's come? What's he done?
Well, he's improved now.
Yeah, the last 3 games.
Hang on, his first game under Ollie was at Newcastle. He came and scored. He was at
Arsenal. Hold on.
He was awesome against Arsenal.
He has improved.
No, I'm not saying he's not improved. I'm saying that no one in this chair is shocked at yesterday. No one here.
And no one, neither of us are.
To be fair, no one's shocked.
But you're slandering him.
I'm slandering him because, bruv, like, this guy did a Puma advert, yeah?
Yes.
No, Adrian.
Yes. Go for it.
No, Adrian.
The floor's yours.
And the man said...
I know.
And the man was talking about his record.
In a fake American accent.
Because he's such a Rock Nation.
I was telling Pete the other day, Lukaku talks in an American accent.
Right.
He didn't believe me. He says, y'all.
Did he go to American school in Belgium or something?
Bruv, I don't care where you went, bro. Man grew up in Anderlecht, bruv. Listen, no.
Lukaku's not the best striker in the world. But for me...
So stop chatting.
No, my issue...
So stop chatting like you're a bad boy. You're not.
My issue... First of all, you gotta believe.
If no one believes in you,
okay, then finish. Then finish then.
6 in 3.
If you're a bad boy, then finish then.
6 in 4.
Pete, stop that, man. So why did he do 2 and 8? 8 and 4. Why did he do 8 and 4?
Yeah, he did 6 and 4. Look,
why did he do 8 and 4?
He's still done 6 in 4.
Listen, why did he do 8?
Look.
If he scores one of those chances yesterday, I'm not gonna slander him. Yeah. That's my point.
But why is he getting slandered for one bad performance?
Because I'm not shocked.
But in the last what is it, 5 games, one bad performance. Because
no one is shocked.
To be fair,
no one is shocked.
No, I'm for criticism. I'm for it. Yeah, we can diss him to the cows. I'm fine for it. The slander though, why?
I think the way you would understand it is if Mustafi had 3 good games and then made a mistake on the 4th game, you'd be back slandering him again.
No, Mustafi and Lukaku's not the same. It's not the same.
It's not the same.
It's
not the same bond.
You understand?
But he's his cousin.
Because Lukaku's not an idiot. Lukaku's not an idiot. He's not a moron. He's not an imbecile, and he's not.
Sometimes he can be.
Sometimes he can be. He's number 4.
No, there are games where he has been all 4.
He's not.
There are games where he's been all 4. He don't even pull out these.
He's not a liability. He's not a moron. And he's not stupid. I'm sorry.
a better striker finished
Even
yesterday.
from the bench, Mustafi was worrying people. Good. What's his presence in the stadium? He is bad.
Nah.
No, he's god awful. But yeah,
How many
People
goals?
thought I hated the guy. I
How
don't
many
hate the
goals
guy.
has
He's a
Lukaku
bad
got this
defender.
season?
Big Rom. Don't know.
Biggest wrong.
He scored 12
League.
In all comps.
in the league.
It's not even that bad.
He spaces
He scored
them
12.
out.
He scored 12 in
He
March.
spaces them out.
Yeah, but how
He
many
scored
how
12.
many games start?
So in these 4 games, but don't remember, don't forget, the terrorist was there first half of the season,
Yeah.
and so basically what you're telling me is that he scored 4 in the last 2 games in the league, minus Arsenal. So what was he doing before March? What was he doing?
Single figures.
What's he doing? No, guys, no. This is what I'm saying.
But that's what he does. He has these droughts. He has absolutely.
And when he has these droughts,
Yep.
the man, their mouth is shut.
No,
When
but
he
for
scores,
example-
when he scores 6 in 3, the man them are chatting.
But hold on, Ernest.
No, man. No.
Hang on. If your centre forward scores 20 league goals in a season, is that a good or a bad season?
He's never scored 20.
Answer the question.
He's never scored 20.
Answer the question.
Yeah, it is.
Is it a good season if your
course
centre
it- of
forward
course it
scores
is.
20 goals in the league?
course it
It's a decent season.
It's a decent season. 18 games he hasn't scored though. He hasn't scored in 18 of them. But you still call it a decent season or a good season in some.
Yeah, but he hasn't done that.
So my point is the drought you're talking about in whatever before March and whatnot. Look, if he's got 12.
Do you remember when Berbatov was at Man United?
Yeah.
And he scored 4 in 1 and not scored for 4. Do you know why I didn't cuss him? He's
Why?
got 20 in the season.
Yeah.
So
But Lukaku's not doing
so
that.
once you hit that 20 mark, everything else is.
I mean,
No, because obviously when you look at the quality of the chances that he's missing, then we can dissect it. If you want to, I'm just looking at it as superficial as possible, yeah. Because if we get into detail, there's bare strikers that are not good.
Whoa.
Bare.
Whoa.
Yeah. There's bare strikers. I'm not saying top strikers.
Okay.
I'm saying if we look at a league and a man can get 15, 20, there's bare that are not good. But if I look at it superficially, of course, let's do that, because if we were to dissect this thing, it's good. We're going to be here for hours.
How will you be if Lukaku scored 20 in the league this season? Because there's 8 games to go. He's on 12. He's 8 away from 20. If he gets 20 at the end of the season,
He has to
I
go on
can't, I don't.
the best run of his
No,
career.
one goal
I
a
don't care
game.
about the number anymore.
One goal a game.
I don't care about the number. Do you know what I care? I care more about the importance of the goals. So what
Thank you, Remy.
Southampton.
Yeah.
Thank
If you
you,
do stuff
Remy.
like that, you get us out of.
Thank you. It's quality.
I hear that.
It's about
I hear that.
quality.
I care about that.
I'm only,
Yeah.
It's about quality.
Okay,
And you cost 75.
I'm
And you're on 250
Yeah.
a week.
But
And you're talking about, this girl looks like Lukaku, but she's. Get out of here,
I'm
man.
retorting to
Nah,
what you said
man.
about Berbatov. Because you said you're not slandering Berbatov because he
he's
got
so
20 in the
arrogant.
season.
Why is he? No, why does he talk crud? Like he's about this life, and you're not.
I got more goals than your top strikers, man.
How old is
Go,
Romelu? How old is Romelu?
He has a
1993.
right to talk crowd. He has 100 Premier League goals.
What's that name?
Yeah, he's a bad man. I'm sorry. He's a bad man. I'm sorry.
That's why
He's
he
20
talks
what?
No, he's born in 93.
He's 26 with 100 Premier League goals to his
He's
name.
got more goals than Solskjaer.
No,
Nah,
that's
come
fine.
on,
That's
guys.
fine. That's fine.
Nah, he's
Are we doing that, Oscar?
He's good.
Oscar, are we doing that?
No, okay.
Oscar, are we doing that? Is this what we're doing?
I just said a fact.
Oh, this is what we're doing. Oh, okay.
No, but
okay,
Ernest,
okay.
100 Premier League goals by 26, you can't knock that. You can't knock that.
That's why he has that.
I'm
attitude.
sorry, you can't knock that.
Hold on.
He got 50 at Everton
Hold
alone.
on. Am I an Everton fan?
No, but I'm saying...
No. Because the
you
men
said-
don't want to check
You said,
today.
why is he
Cool.
a bad man? Because he's got 100 Premier League goals.
So what's he done here?
That's why.
What's he done here?
He has 100 Premier League.
Has he got 100 at Man United?
What did he get last season?
17.
What did he get last season?
17.
17. So 17 and 12 this season.
No,
What's
season
that?
16.
Quick maths. What is that?
He scored 16 in the league.
Right, 16 in the
He
league.
scored 27 all comps.
Are we doing all comps?
No, I'm just saying.
Just saying.
Are we doing all
I'm
comps?
saying,
what are you talking about,
Should-
man?
Should we talk about Salah all comps?
What, 44?
Oh, okay. So we want to do this now.
No, I-
You're not moving mad
It's
today,
not-
bro.
no,
What I'm saying,
I don't
why
get
you got
the
the numbers
slander.
bugging?
The
As I said, it's
slander is because
The slander's because of your
Slander?
I get the
Hey,
slander.
when the moment
For a guy who's got how many goals?
Do you know? Let's not do this.
it's
Even
before.
I'm a big fan of Lukaku, and you know I'm not even.
Big Rom.
I'm not doing this now. We're all annoyed because where it mattered most.
Where it
we
mattered,
messed
yeah.
up. That's
Where
it.
was
and
he?
I leave it
That's
there.
true.
Tottenham,
I just
where
hope-
was he?
I'm
In
a
the
big fan
tight
of that
turns.
because
He missed
the
that
last
shot in the
couple-
tight turns.
Because the last couple games, the PSG one, Southampton, what was the one before?
But he scored 100 goals, didn't he?
He
So man should... Okay, cool.
In 61
He's
games,
mad, bro.
in 61 games,
Mad.
he's got 28 goals for Man United. That's half.
It's not bad.
In 61
It's
games,
not
he's got
great.
28 goals.
Hold on.
No, but I care about importance. I'm not bothered about the goals.
Alright,
The
I'm like,
slander I don't get. Like I said,
you know what Lukaku's
I'm not saying
like?
he's the best. I'm not saying he's amazing. I'm not saying he's great. The slander I don't get. Criticism I'm for.
Did you know what
The
Lukaku's like?
slander...
He's like, you know that guy at work where it's like he's pissing about all year, he's drinking copper, but not even copper, but drinking tequila at the desk.
Yeah.
But then his numbers always match up. Fair enough. Yeah, your numbers look good on paper, but bro, you're not performing where you should be. Like if you performed all year round,
He is an elite stat padder.
You'd be a lot better than
elite.
what you are.
He's an elite
But then
stat
I don't
padder.
know
He's a
what
stat
you want.
padder.
Then I
He's a
don't know what
stat
you want
padder.
from Lukaku.
I want quality.
I just want to go.
I want quality. No, I want quality. That's what I want. I want when Danny Rose gives you the ball and you're one-on-one with the post, put it in. That's what I want.
That's not a lot to
That's
ask
exactly.
for.
That's not a lot to ask
Not a lot to
for.
ask for.
I mean, I'm making noise because of his touch.
So he can't,
Oh my god.
So he can't have a bad day at the Emirates?
He's had a lot of bad
He's had a lot of bad days.
No,
Today,
he's had a bad month.
no, today you lot have pissed me off.
No,
you lot moving mad.
As I said, the slander.
Hot takes. Yeah, it's not hot takes. Oscar joined in today. Oscar said, Oscar, he's got more goals than Solskjaer.
That's a hot take. That's a hot take. It's a fact.
The fourth striker at Man United. The fourth choice striker at Man United.
Yeah, it's just a fact.
He has more goals than the fourth choice striker at Man United.
He's injured for like 3 years.
9 years.
What's the hot take I said?
He's injured for like
What's the hot take I said? All I said is I don't get
He
the
scored
slander.
he scored 28 in 61.
Yes, that's not bad.
It's not bad.
And
not bad.
no, Adrian, I'll put you in this list as well, bro.
That's fine. That's fine.
No,
Adrian.
Joey,
I've been
you said you
offensive.
don't understand why Lukaku talks like he's bad, and I'm saying because he scored 100 Premier League goals from where he's from.
Okay,
that's why he talks like he's bad.
Man United. Okay, Man United.
He's not levels.
He's got
Man United. Thank you.
28
That's all
goals.
I want to hear from them. That's all I want to hear from them. He's not level
Man United, he got 28 goals.
in 61.
He's got 28 goals.
Okay, so can we talk about quality?
It's not enough.
Yeah, he's not levels, Pete.
Can we discuss quality?
I'm not saying
There's no point saying numbers because you don't like the numbers. But
That's what I'm saying, Remy.
Even I know there's no point saying it.
There's no
All I
point
want
talking
is
about the
just
numbers.
in the moments because the thing that annoys me is the misses. He misses the important because if we lost, even the Tottenham game, if we lost after that miss,
Guys,
whatever.
he turned
Oh
the
no,
season
no,
round.
no, that one. No, that's the thing. Okay, PSG's won. But it's just like I think we won it. We won it often. We won it when.
Yes, man. I
we
forgot
don't
he
want
scored
it.
2 goals
We
this
don't
one.
want him to.
What is wrong with asking for consistency from your number 9?
Nothing.
What is
But
wrong,
guys,
with
I'm just saying, look, from Wednesday night to Sunday afternoon, fine, he had a bad day at the office. Why the
that?
slander?
I'm not saying
because he has many bad days in the office. He has
I just hope
numerous.
we don't get this
He
again.
has numerous.
It's not one off.
He has a legion.
To finish straight away, like be what's the word again? What's the word?
Clinical.
Clinical.
I think that's
the word. Clinical. Yeah.
Oh,
That's the word.
clown.
Important goal on Wednesday. Yeah, important goals against Southampton. You lot would have lost the day with Morata. You wouldn't be able to hack it.
Oh God knows what they would have said about Morata. It probably would have gone really.
Nah, get him out of my club, man.
But bro, essentially, because
No, you need a new striker.
because
Keep him a fringe player. Keep him as a fringe
because I kept the same energy after Southampton, after Palace, after PSG. I still want him out. The man said, "Ernie, you're being harsh." They said, "Why?" I said, "Bro, what are you doing in the 12 months in a year? Don't score for 3 games. Don't do that. Score in the other games, please."
He's got 12. He's not just scored in 3 games.
Okay.
So 12 at this point in the season is bad.
Okay. So you're making me pull out the fixtures.
How many
Okay, cool.
games?
You're making me pull out the
Hang on a
fixtures
minute.
now.
You ran a rave about Firmino on 11, but Lukaku all of a sudden is
And he's an actual number 9. Okay, cool.
What's my point? What's my point?
Cool.
My point is slander. Do I slander Bobby? No, he's not a centre forward. I'm not slandering Bobby.
Wait, let's see.
I don't slander Bobby. He plays as
But
a
it's
centre
not
forward
good enough, in your opinion,
to win the league like Lukaku isn't.
Man United fans want to win the league. Lukaku's not good enough.
Shake my hand.
That's why they're
Okay,
angry.
We agree. I said the slander.
Icardi,
All I said is the slander.
Aguero, Harry Kane. Lukaku doesn't eat from that table.
To be honest, yeah, this season
He's not invited to the ball
I'm
party.
looking at Hazard that he ain't scored enough goals, and he scored more than Lukaku.
Sure.
So
Yeah, and let's just be real. The last couple of games, he's been on form, and it's been great to see from a Man United perspective. Before that Crystal Palace game, we didn't even notice. Lukaku was obviously he came on a few times, did his something here and there, but we didn't really care. But the fact that he did get two, you're like, oh, okay, he's coming back.
These men are making me pull out
now
the
you see
fixtures.
the real me. Now
Okay. So should we look at the fixtures? No, because man,
I'm seeing Real Madrid. Yo, he's gone back to
The thing is, the
pre-season.
fixtures won't matter to me because he scored in games they need
Boston.
to win.
Fam, he's gone back to the games where you're playing.
That's what I'm saying. He's good in
Red
these
Sox
three.
Stadium.
Listen, the Boston Red Sox.
Yes, Ernest.
But no, it's okay. It's okay.
It's not okay.
Don't worry.
It's
Don't
not okay.
worry.
It's not okay. It's really not
We
okay.
need to move on.
We'll move on
It's really not
to
okay.
move on.
Get him out of my club. Get him out. Get him out, man. He's trash.
But overall,
Get him out.
Ernest, would you have Gonzalo Higuain at your club?
No.
'Cause-
No.
Over Lukaku.
Big Rom, yeah.
He doesn't even run.
No.
Hold on.
I'm taking
Hold on. Hold on.
He's taking Rom.
Hold
Oh, who
on.
goes?
Are you giving Higuain Lukaku's chances yesterday?
True.
Are you man taking a piss? Alright, move on. No, you lot are mad. Move on. Move on. You lot are mad. You lot are mad. Move on. Let's go Stamford Bridge.
Let's go Stamford Bridge.
Let's go Stamford Bridge.
What happened at Stamford Bridge where you couldn't get 3 points against Wolves this season? What's going on?
Yeah, we're not a very good team, are we?
What was your thoughts when you first saw that you were 1-0 down up until like the 90th minute?
Oh man, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that Tottenham lost.
Yeah.
And we were gifted an opportunity because Tottenham really should be losing to Southampton.
Under those circumstances.
We were
However,
gift-
Southampton haven't lost against the big six, I don't think, except City.
Well, they
The
lost
same
to
thing with
United.
Who's not
No,
lost?
they drew with United.
They just lost to United.
No, but in,
last
sorry, I meant at St Mary's.
week. Okay.
They beat
Yeah,
Arsenal,
and we're
they
still
beat-
to go there, so that's points dropped, isn't it?
Could be an L.
Yeah, man.
We need them to beat you guys.
Yeah, I'm getting sick of Sarri's like predictability. Like, you
Oh,
can,
really?
You can pick his team and you can plan it. You know, we're so easy to play against. It's so easy to analyze. And
Is the
see
ban now
what it
officially
is.
on?
The
Are you,
ban?
Yeah, are you now banned from buying players?
Apparently, there's
this summer?
still one more process that we can appeal through. There's still one more way out, but it looks certain that we're
Looks
going to be
certain.
banned.
So what do you do? What are you doing as a Chelsea fan? What do you have to
As
do?
a fan?
Yeah, as in, do you just have to put the seatbelt on and ride the next 2 years?
Well, all you can do is hope for the best case scenario.
Yeah.
Which is that we bring a bunch of people back from loan and
Yeah.
have a bunch of youth players in our team. But yeah, no, it's not.
I mean, you'd be happy to see Loftus and Callum and.
But those guys, the thing with those
Abraham,
guys, the thing that pisses me off about those guys,
Yeah.
is that Loftus-Cheek and Hudson-Odoi deserve to start for Chelsea because they're the best players in the team, not because they're young players that are in our academy.
Are they better
Do you know
than,
what I mean?
than the bar?
And I've said this bare time. Don't even pee us off. It pisses me off.
Are they better than
You know what player? Do you know what player I never want to see play again?
Who?
Yeah, Kovacic. I never want to see him play. I never want to see it. Yeah.
He's so uneventful.
Yeah, the
isn't
last straw for me
He's
was
just-
when I watched him play at the Emirates. I was so mad at this guy.
He's aggressively average.
No, like
Just
he has nothing going forward.
He's
Absolutely
so
nothing. He takes too long to make a pass, and every time he wants to make a pass, it's backwards. So yeah, I'm done with that guy. I'm done with that guy. And the team, like Jorginho, is out there by himself in the middle because Kante don't create nothing for going forward, and there's no driving player. And we really, really needed Ross Barkley to step up this year and be the best
Is
of
it
what
a
we.
year too soon for him
No.
to step up, as in that sense?
But
No,
he's not a
what
baby
does
no
that
more.
mean?
He's not a baby, but
What does that mean?
to bed into the team, he still doesn't feel like a Chelsea player. Do you know what I mean?
Why? That's to you. To me, he's a Chelsea player. He's played better games. That's not why
He's
he's
played
a Chelsea
better
player.
games.
Like, he's beats more the number 8 shirt.
I
Like,
saw his performance at Burnley, and I thought, Oscar, this is what you got here, mate. This is what you got coming
yeah,
for you.
yeah. What, he scored a goal from outside the box. Yeah.
Goal and assist.
Yeah. Guess how many goals he scored from outside the box for Chelsea? 1.
Okay. Well, I guess Southampton.
So no, that goal.
That
goal against Burnley. That was it.
It's sad because he's actually regressed. He was actually better at Everton the way he is now.
Yeah, that's how I feel. That's
He
exactly how
was
I
better as
feel.
a teenager.
You know, I thought I was bugging. I thought maybe I don't watch enough Everton games, but I felt like Ross Barkley was way better than he is now.
That's the thing.
No, I think he is. I think he's. I think there's still.
He played number 10 at Everton.
I feel like he's still. There's
But
still something
that's
to
not
unlock.
an excuse, though.
No. I think, bro, it makes a difference. You know,
You know, like,
it makes a
you know, like,
difference.
I think he's done.
I think he's air. I think he's air. He's done. He's air.
You know, like Lallana,
but
right?
he was better in a different position.
Like, I didn't even play. I don't know what I'm talking about. But
I think Everton was his level.
I don't think so. I think
I
under the right
fully agree.
team.
I'm agreeing with Remy like about 4 times in a row today.
Yeah.
Like,
That's funny, Remy. Oh my God.
Remy is talking truth today. Don't spoil it.
I think under the right team, the right thing,
Nah,
the right
he's
role.
there,
I think he's
bruv.
there. I think he's there. He reminds me of a bit like not
don't
reminds
say
me,
it, don't
not
say
remind me, but like you know, like Lallana, right? When he's not playing, it's like and when he's in and out of the side, he's a bit jittery. But look at his performance on Sunday, sorry, man of the match.
Lallana's got tech though.
He was phenomenal. So is Barkley.
No, Barkley does, to be fair.
Barkley's got
I
tech.
feel like he had. I don't know what
Yeah,
had.
yeah,
What
had.
I'm seeing
He
now.
had.
Too much pounded jam, bro.
He had like like 6
Like,
months.
what, like,
He
what
was
was
out-
that 166
He-
ball.
He was out for like half a year. Where's the patience? He was out for like half a year with a knee problem.
But Pete, what can Barkley do? Like he can't score
He can
goals.
score goals.
He
He can
can't
assist,
score goals.
and
He
he can
can't
create play.
assist.
I thought
He
he
can't
was.
score goals and he can't
I've never
assist.
been free.
At Everton, he was doing it still.
He's got it in the locker.
What is that, Everton?
When Lukaku scored them 25, all I remember seeing on Match of the Day was Barkley to Lukaku. That's all I remember.
Or the pass before the
That's
ball.
that's what I
Or
remember.
the pass before the pass, Delafay to Lukaku.
We
was
need
involved.
Lukaku.
No, I'm saying. Oh, please take
Or
it.
you need Barkley. Which one?
We don't need any of them.
They both progressed. Both got bigger. What's with that Everton?
They're both whack, man. They're both whack. But yeah, the thing with Chelsea, man, we
I'd
just
have Barkley as a replacement for Ramsey. Someone similar. He's a bit similar to Ramsey for me. I'd have him now. Give me 10 million for him.
Less mobile Ramsey. Less talented Ramsey, sure.
No, he is, but Ramsey is quality. That's the thing.
That-
It's also funny.
it's not long till Barkley's playing at West Ham.
If we did the wow, if we did
Might be
the
the summer.
podcast, if we did the podcast, if we did the podcast on Friday, Chelsea would have beaten Dynamo Kiev and Arsenal would have lost to Rennes. How different this podcast could have been? Because by the way, I was spitting actual blood at the Rennes away game.
Oh, wow.
I was
Were you there?
furious. No, I
Oh,
wasn't
okay,
there.
okay.
No, I wasn't there, but I was coughing blood. I was furious.
this Thursday, if
I
you get
would
knocked
love
out
it.
by Rennes.
We're out.
No,
It's over.
No.
want to even go.
It's over.
No,
2-1.
It's
I
over.
would have believed in you, man.
It's over.
You know what it
That
is?
first goal killed
You know
you,
it is?
bro.
I got phone calls yesterday from Mandem that I know do not watch Arsenal regularly.
That's
But this
all
one fixture, these men were awake and called my phone.
Blood.
If Arsenal go out to Rennes, I'm buying it.
No,
Like,
we're out, Ernest.
I'm buying
so buy
extra
it now.
credit.
Buy it now. We're
Because,
out. Do you
bruv,
know why? Because we can't defend.
if I see Ismaili
Can't
Sarr
defend.
I buy
on that right week,
What, roasting Monreal like he did?
Sarr, please.
No. We're out. Because Rennes will score at the Emirates, correct?
They will score.
We have to score 4 then.
I would love to.
We
Love
have
it.
to score,
Let them score 2 away
still
goals.
extra time. You've got to score
Listen.
4.
Okay.
You've
Let
got
them
to
score
score
2
4
away
to
goals
win.
and you're done.
Listen,
Oh, man.
we can't defend. We showed it against Man United. We can't defend. Every team we play against, we will give them a chance.
Monreal was good, but your two centre backs dealt with the long balls. I don't even want to go back to this game, but then Lukaku got through them so quickly. But Rennes don't have that. Rennes don't have that.
Oh, Sarr was giving Monreal a harvest.
Oh no, on the wing. That's a
That
harvest.
was
Ben
unfair.
Arthur, Clement Grenier, you're mad, blood.
That was
These are going to
unfair.
start throwing things at us.
Hey, you see Grenier, we need to have like a European.
Ah,
we
a
just
European show.
Because Clement Grenier was he at AC Milan this year?
Yeah, he was
He
at
this
AC Milan.
season.
He was at AC Milan. He was a hot talent from Lyon.
Gulliver's
Like Johan
talent.
Gukov.
Yeah, Johan Gokov.
Johan Gokov.
He's the exact same thing as him.
Gulliver's Travels FC, mate.
Absolutely.
Them man there are just about.
Fucking serious, bruv.
Bro, they got
Ben Arthur, you mentioned.
Do you know what it is? They got too much talent. It's unfair. What country do you know can have your Ben Arthurs, your Lacazettes that don't make the squad? You've got
Ousmane Dembele at flipping.
Payet doesn't go. Benzema can be banned for 3 tournaments.
Martial didn't make the World Cup.
And Martial doesn't make the World Cup. How unfair is it that the French market is like that?
It's weird, but then Sacco gets call-ups.
Oh, yeah, but you know what's so funny? Lyon will play French players. Marseille play French players. Saint Etienne French players. They all play them.
There we go.
Monaco, maybe not PSG as much, but they all play them.
the French like DNA is
Talent pool,
like
yeah.
is you get me like it's just levels.
Yeah.
No, it's superb.
England
it's
doesn't have that.
Thoroughbreds.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
What Paul Pogba is developed here in Newham? Where is
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Like, they probably have, but you know,
Nah,
But it went cunt.
you get me.
No, I don't think there's been.
Nah, not since Harry Redknapp days.
No, in terms of like when you talk to coaches and the what's it called, the issue with like the people who actually do make it relative to the people who don't, and what the actual variables in that are,
Yeah.
and how it's like you got to know someone who knows someone who knows someone.
Yeah.
I feel like this country's missing out potentially on like so much. You see what I'm saying? When like people like Jamal, like shout out to Jamal, is telling me like man plays Chris Smalling and murked him. Do you see what I'm saying? But Chris Smalling,
Is Manchester United?
he's like, yeah. Do you see what I'm saying?
Plays for the national team.
But I think it goes into the whole thing of this place being almost like the land of opportunity. So other countries, they're always working.
It's become the America in football, isn't it?
Yeah, so our system, we hardly play English players like that. You don't see a team that's like fully English anymore.
Yeah, but like back in the 80s, they're fully English teams and then national teams.
Even in the 90s.
National
They had like
teams
Jurgen Klinsmann, the odds 1 or 2.
No, but to be fair,
you only have 2 foreign players. England still won't win the World Cup.
No, but to be fair, because I mean, when it met Brazilian players you've never heard of until the World Cup, skilling man, you have no idea. Do you know what? Do you know what's so funny? This World Cup, I realised I'm not going to get that anymore. You know when you find a Brazilian you've never heard of, like Ronaldinho, I'd never known before the World Cup. I'd never known Dunga. I never knew Denilson. I never knew Gilberto. There's bare of them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Cafu. I didn't know many of them before World Cups. And then you'll be like, right, this guy is sick. Romario, this guy is nine.
Yeah, that's just down to you though. I think there'll be kids who are your age who are having that.
No, but because European football is
like
everywhere,
social
and
media,
all the Brazilians are in Europe now.
Comes over now.
That's true.
You look at all of them.
for real.
You look at Barry. Name me. Name a Brazilian that plays in.
They all were though. The time you're talking about, all the Brazilians were playing in
after
Europe
the World Cup. We knew
I'll even go as recently as me and Peter were watching Lucas Moura.
Yeah.
Like, we were watching Lucas Moura on TV before his big move to PSG.
Yeah.
But man, he was still in, is it Sao Paulo or Santos? Yeah, but like, he was still
there.
Ganzo,
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not because you know when I'm talking about Denilson and that they then moved. Then they got the big money move after the World Cups. Whereas before, my guy came from Vasco da Gama and started skilling man. And I'm like, where's he from? Where did they pluck this one out of?
Fair enough.
Now it's not the same. The Brazilian national team must train in Spain.
But I also think that the internet has just made. I think we know too much.
Scouting network is unbelievable.
Like, I know players that, like, I'm not bragging, but then when they come out, it's like, oh no, I knew who he was.
Yeah, football manager.
Like, I read 442 3 years ago. I see this kid called Kylian Mbappe, and City were willing to pay 37 million for a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
But now he is the next. Yeah. He's R9. But I feel like we have there's too much.
But what was good about Mbappe is that we got to see him in a French team, not bought by somebody and then playing.
Did you guys discuss the breaking news?
We're gonna get
so you know that this summer
at Hellas Madrid.
This summer, you see that scene in flipping Wolf of Wall Street where man was on the boat and man was just raking it rain.
What is he doing though? What is Zidane doing?
He played chess and he won. That's what he did.
I don't know if he won yet.
I don't
know if he won yet. But to get Florentino Perez to go on his knees and beg you, that is a W I'll take. Because, bruv, this team is like, I don't know.
It must not have the same pressures. He must not have the same pressures as he had last time.
Which is something he would have discussed.
And he said he
has to
control. He wants to get the sign.
He wanted to build something.
But they didn't allow him, so then he said, okay,
him and Ronaldo were like...
He said, you seen a year without me? And obviously Ronaldo...
What? Yeah!
You seen a year?
Yeah.
That's what you get. And then now you're coming back for me. So then he gets his demands.
So what's that? Zidane, Hazard and Mbappe at Real Madrid with Vinicius.
Definitely Hazard now.
Neymar maybe?
Definitely
I don't think they can afford Neymar.
Apparently has a gentleman's agreement.
Yeah, I was going to say
there's no such thing in football.
I was like, yeah, no way.
You're right.
There is not like...
Still though, Junior Hazard and Mbappe up front as Real Madrid, they pick up the Champions League next year. They just resume back to business.
It's not that easy. It's not that easy.
I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. In 18 to 24 months, them men are lifting the Champions League. I'm so sorry.
I think they need more than just that. That midfield
they
needs
don't
to work.
They don't.
No, seriously.
No. The midfield needs. No, you're absolutely right. The midfield needs work.
Isco.
No, but his first target is Kante.
Wait, what?
Oh,
that's his first target.
So the Champions League will
How much are you going to have to pay?
That's a bag, you know.
You have to bring.
Chelsea can't negotiate these things. They will take 60 million and have him.
What? 60?
They'll take 60 million for him.
And Coutinho went for what?
You think Chelsea are in a position to say
yes?
Yes, they are.
If Hazard wants to leave and they can't buy a player,
no. Kante's actually signed a new contract. Kante's actually signed a new contract. So let's say that this transfer ban lasts this summer and January. What? You think that they can still pull out 60?
That man will get...
Next summer? Of course not.
Listen, these transfer bans, if you haven't watched, these transfer bans, teams are getting rinsed.
Do you know why we won't?
They get rinsed for their P.
Because of the thing. Because we can't sign anyone.
Yeah, but if you're going to
sell your player, you're getting Give me all the money. Like, give me all the money.
No, you guys look like you're in pole position, but at the time when it's like, okay, no, I want to leave this club.
With Kante, we're in pole position. With Hazard,
not quite.
no.
Is this contract end this year or the next year?
I think it's next year.
Okay,
But
so
there's
it's not
a
a
bag
full
of Chelsea players that are on the same thing, so...
Oh no! Yeah, Zidane's weird. I don't know why he's gone back to Madrid. That's an absolute pot.
I think there's something he knows that we don't.
It's a massive pit over there. I don't know why he's done it. Unless the money is overflowing.
I think it's desperate times.
He's probably been promised a couple guys.
Yeah.
It's a couple guys.
I don't know Madrid's financial situation. I don't want to pretend
If
I do.
you
But
were Zidane, obviously we don't know the terms of the contract.
I'm going back still.
Are you?
Why?
Yep, because I feel
Why
like
did I leave?
I feel like no, but we know why he left.
Because it's stress. That job is
No,
stress.
I think it's more than that. I think it's the fact that who did he sign in those 3 seasons?
No one.
No one, yeah. Number 2, how do you motivate? This is what I said to someone today. How do you motivate the man them that have won 4 champions? How do you motivate them?
No, it's difficult. It's difficult.
Because even Ferguson didn't have this level of success this quickly.
This quick, yeah.
So how do you tell them? Because Ferguson can tell you in 1999, I've built teams. But in 1989, Ferguson can't chat to you.
No.
Do you see what I'm saying? But in 99, yes.
Yeah.
But Zidane is like, bro, Zidane is what you call
Fairness.
overnight celebrity.
No,
bro.
but he was a bad boy player though. I think that helped him.
No, as in, obviously, like Zidane is always gonna have that leverage.
Yeah.
But Zidane can flop.
Like, he's one of the best players of all time.
Yeah.
He's top 3. He's
No,
in Mount
no,
Rushmore.
no, but we didn't know how good he was until he left.
What, as in, you
It's like
reckon,
flipping,
you
innit?
reckon he's got even higher since he's left?
His pedigree,
Yeah, I think so.
because Madrid have gone through two, 3 managers.
Because
Two.
I think
2 managers, Lopetegui and Solaro.
Yeah.
I think while Zidane was playing, we didn't look at him the way we look at like Messi and Ronaldo.
And it's a shame because Zidane was in his time, he was the best player in the world.
Yeah.
Absolute
Yeah.
Most
bad
expensive.
boy.
Yeah.
Him, Ronaldinho, and then maybe
FIFA.
Kaká.
And
Or maybe something like
in
that.
20
The
years
rest of the time.
and in 20 years time we'll talk about Toni Kroos and Modric.
Yeah.
We will.
Yeah.
And so for him it's like I don't know what more I can do with these guys, and the team is aging. You know how I feel about Ramos and PK. Overrated dons, yeah. They need to get rid of Ramos.
Yeah.
I don't. No. Do you know why? No. Do you know why?
That's thrown out the sofa.
No. Madrid. No.
Nah, he needs to
No.
go.
Madrid need.
reckon?
No. Madrid need to rebrand themselves.
Yeah, man.
They
well.
need Madrid. No, in terms of like they need freshness, and they also need a rebranding of the way they play. And I think that taking Ramos out,
Oh, I love Frankfurt. I'm sorry, they are phenomenal. That's a good team.
and that's another team that Chelsea need to watch out for in Europa.
Europa, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? They need to watch out for these
Arsenal
guys.
need to watch out. He said you
No, we're out.
Oh yeah.
We're out.
See
They're
what I'm
going to
saying?
beat Inter Milan in the second leg. They will beat
So
Inter.
for me, Madrid, I feel like Varane still feel like he was the best under Jose Mourinho. Apparently they're going for Militao and Kante. They're looking for apparently. Yeah. Cool, revamp. And it's going to take money. It's going to take time and money.
Big bucks.
But Madrid, it's Real Madrid. This is why they're the biggest club in the world.
It is.
Do you know what? Madrid is the only club where I know. But my boy told me today, like Perez had the meeting with Zidane the night of the Ajax game.
Yeah, you have to
Like
act. You have to act.
Madrid don't pet. Madrid are not Man United.
No.
Madrid do not pet around.
You have to
bruv.
act. If you are losing to Ajax in the Champions League and you can see 4 at home, you have to act.
Yeah, you have to act.
You have to
So
act. There's
so you know what? Shout out to Zizou.
One
No
week.
room
They
for
went out of
sentiment.
everything in 1 week.
There's no room for sentiment.
None
Shout out to Zizou. Like secure your bag.
I hope
Do
he
this
does
thing.
well.
I want him to do well.
flop.
Yeah.
I've noticed with Rams,
That
they
guy
always
was
have those
massive.
phases, isn't it? Like they go and win loads, and then there's like maybe 1 or 2 years of like a drop off. But obviously, it was never this embarrassing.
Yeah, this was
so-
bad because in the league they're nowhere. In the Copa del Rey they're out, and now they're out.
So
of
they've
the
got nothing
Champions
to cling to.
So I do think they'll be back in some form or fashion. But yeah, I think they need to focus a bit more, as well on the league, because they only won like 2 in the last how many 10 years or something. So
That's probably
they
why
need to keep.
Ronaldo left.
Yeah, he hasn't got as many as he has.
He said there's no investment. All the men them are old, and I'm the oldest. You see what I'm saying? So
So yeah.
What do you think about Darren Moore being sacked at West Brom?
absolute farce.
That's a joke.
I don't want to play the R card, but it's a wild decision.
Very well. Very well.
Absolute farce.
I think that's what everybody in football was thinking at that moment. Like, I
I
don't want to be the one to
honestly,
say it.
it's poor management.
To a man,
It's like, right.
every black man thought this is unbelievable. You know, I'm sure to everyone.
So you saw everyone tweet. Ian Wright was tweeting. Liam Virginia was
Bruv,
tweeting.
the
Stan Collymore.
Everyone was dropping them
So I'm
tweets.
saying
Like, huh?
the blacks came out to
Oh,
tweet.
no,
I'm telling you, they
seriously,
were here.
fourth place in the league.
Do you know what's so funny? I read the thing that he'd been sacked, but you know when you read a name and you're like, yeah, I know who that is, but no, you can't be talking about that one. So it must be somebody else.
It must be different Darren.
Like I thought that
Or the Darren Moore from Scunthorpe.
something. You know what I'm saying?
That's quite a generic name.
Darren Moore's generic. Yeah. So I thought
maybe from the Scottish League. You never know.
the only thing I can think is that okay, yes, they had a funny dip of form lately. They're fourth. They're going to be in the playoffs. Maybe they've got somebody else lined up because it's not just him that was sacked. Like a couple of his staff went as well. So it leads me to believe that
reshuffle
that they've gone and bought. They've got somebody in.
Then with 10 games left. Well, they do that.
For a resurgence, I guess. I don't know, or maybe for next season. I
think it might even disrupt the flow for the
absolutely.
They made it. The way they made that narrative sound was like they haven't won. They haven't won at home since around Christmas, which has been about 6 games.
Yeah,
but most of the teams that they were facing were the playoff guys in the top table. So it was like, okay, you lose to Norwich, you lose to Leeds. It's not the worst thing.
Top 2 of the league. Yeah.
And then, but the away form's been calm. They've won loads of away games. So it's like really your issues is not that big of an issue. So why don't you see it through? Go on the playoff run, and obviously anything happens there, but they've got a good team enough to try and win it.
Do you think he could get a Premier League job?
No, unfortunately.
I don't think so.
Like, for example,
I
Fulham.
was going to bring them up.
Like Fulham, for example, now needing
Fulham's already a Premier League job.
Because I feel like with the West
Fulham
Brom was
won,
comfy for him. It was a club legend. He was the assistant manager.
Yeah.
So it was almost like a natural progression.
I'm trying to see who's
I
lower.
I don't think we'll take a punt on him.
You don't think they would?
Southampton maybe?
No, they
Nah,
didn't.
Southampton,
Arsenal
they've
pretty
got it
decent
together.
now. They got it together now. I mean, you look at Everton. I mean, Marcus Silva. How is he keeping his job at the minute?
He's got the same amount of points now as they did.
He's going to get sacked this season.
So
Marcus Silva.
Yeah, I can see that.
But the thing is, they went there for so long. I think they'll stick it out.
Yeah, I think I'll stick it out.
No,
gotta invest.
I genuinely believe that it's actually trendy now. I just think it's just the thing to do.
It is.
It's tiring.
What it's really not. It's not tiring. They would have stopped by now.
I'm sorry, it's tiring to see it because I'm like, no club.
Oh, it's very tiring.
No one's building anything anymore. I feel like it's just if you have a dip in form, buy.
Because
family
family.
Sucks.
Not family, like you know.
I'm saying family because it's a very romantic idea. Because it's not practical in football. It's business. It's strictly business.
This is cruel.
But I feel like it doesn't even work anymore because
it does.
But half the stuff they're doing, these teams aren't. Some of the teams progress.
No, in terms of, I don't. It's the card I always send at Chelsea. They don't want sustainability, and that's fine. As long as you know what you want. As long as you know you do not want sustainability, that's fine. Do what you want. But you look at Madrid. They had to go back. You had to go back for the guy that did it for them. And now it's almost like I don't know what Perez did, but it looks like he begged him to come, and it looks like he's saying, "Okay, I'm going to give you what you want." Because you have to remember, a lot of these guys don't know football. They don't get it.
So sad,
they don't understand it, bro.
So
like
sad.
you have ebbs and flows.
At the same time, don't we? I guess we think we know football. I guess everyone thinks they know football, but when we get put in a job like that, could you imagine being the president of Real Madrid? Like, I mean, the stress levels must be immense. We look at Perez like some leng man, but yet you don't know what he's doing.
I don't think it's as difficult as he makes it. I think he makes it difficult.
I think it's a hard decision. When you look at every financial thing, you have to look through, and you have to look at everything across the board.
Answer me this: what causes a breakdown between you and your greatest ever player? For Gillen Balaguer to say Ronaldo felt like he wasn't loved, and he felt like things were not going his way because he recommended things and they weren't happening. They were not happening. What's happened to this Gareth Bale guy? You spent 86 million on this guy,
a lot of money,
and what's happened to him since? He's spent more time in A&E.
Well, let's keep it a buck though. Like
Spurs?
No, he's not good enough.
Spurs?
He's not good enough.
Is it Spurs DNA?
It's not even a Spurs DNA.
That's harsh.
Bale's
done what a Spurs.
Bale is a phenomenal talent, but he's not Real Madrid level.
Yeah.
I don't
He's
know.
not.
I disagree.
No,
I
I think he would be.
I think he had 2 good seasons and the rest he was injured.
Yeah, and
I think the rest he was injured. I disagree.
And then there's that whole thing of he never integrated properly with the guys.
I mean, he still doesn't.
He can't speak Spanish.
All that stuff. So it's like he's always just been on the side, and it's like
No, I think people have highlighted his Britishness,
Yeah,
which is unfair because I feel like Gareth Bale, and this is what I hate about
Is it
football
Britishness or
fans.
is it the lack of integration?
Yeah, it's that.
Well, did we have the same conversation with Tevez?
No.
Did we have the same conversation with Valencia?
Valencia.
Tevez had an interpreter in the last season at Man City.
Tevez still
Yes,
speak English,
every
right?
interview.
Even
Okay,
Aguero.
okay.
Oh, right.
When was the last time you heard Tevez speak English?
I hardly heard it.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I didn't even
but
realise.
is that a different thing because England is a much more multicultural country, so you can
He
get
didn't
away.
have to. Yeah, you can get
You
away
can
with
get
it.
away with being here and being foreign.
I do
and
not
just-
agree with moving job in a different country and not learning the language.
Yeah,
That makes no sense.
But he was learning the language. He just didn't speak it.
He's
enough
been
to
in
speak to the
he's been
media.
in England
So-
since 06. He left Man City
I hear that.
in 2020 what? And you can't speak English?
I hear that, but even players like Aguero have only just started talking.
You don't care.
Juan Mata,
Like-
Juan Mata came to Chelsea and learned the language. Respect to his name. Yeah. Gareth Bale, I want to go Madrid. Learn Spanish in it. You live in the capital.
Many
Learn
players
Spanish.
don't go out there
And I don't understand that.
Many
I don't understand that.
because Owen
Just get
didn't.
on with it. I think some of them just get on with it.
McManaman did, in fairness. McManaman did, I think, Beckham did.
Ugh. Spanish and Scouse.
I know, it's ugly. Absolutely.
We know Gary Neville did. He always says that at the end of every interview.
The best was David Moyes. Un, dos, tres times.
Imagine.
Oh wow.
Unos, dos, tres
I mean,
times.
McLaren in FC20.
No, that was repulsive.
That was good.
Because they were speaking English but another dialect.
No. You remember
For sure, yeah.
Joey
Barton.
Barton.
I must say,
I came too many times.
I think it was a good tackle.
Can you imagine?
I think that's the most racist thing I've ever seen.
Unreal.
Your language is talking your accent. Everyone's thinking
I think it's xenophobic at the minimum.
xenophobic.
At the
Yeah.
minimum.
Oh my gosh, that is banter.
Do you know what? I don't know which one was funny. I find McLaren's one funny just because the Dutch language is funny, but McLaren is an absolute brolly. And then Joey Barton's a tool. That's the.
I
It's
think
a mixture of everything, isn't it? It is a mixture of everything. I think it's
Joey
hilarious.
Barton sticks in my head. I always reference.
You know what I
In the
mean?
Marseille tracksuit top, I never forget it. You can't forget it in the polo
Probably
top.
went there. So I still can't believe we went there.
Oh, why not, blood? When your career asks, you go for it, bro. The money must have been good as
But
well.
the thing, if
Speaking
you
of a
go
Burnley-
abroad, you got to acclimatise, innit?
Speaking of an ex-Burnley player, though, Burnley, can I ask you a question? Because they're 17th in the league. Should Sean Dyche have been sacked?
No,
Why?
that's ridiculous.
Why?
In my opinion.
Why?
Because you're sacking him based on what he did last season.
Yeah.
No.
What's Burnley Football Club's level in your opinion?
Top half.
Top half.
Based on who? Based on Sean Dyche.
Based
Yeah.
on who? Based on what?
Yeah.
Based off last
Because
season.
of last season. Like,
No, last season they did extremely well. Yeah, I'm not expecting to finish 7th again, right? They were in the Europa League
but
last
top half
year.
is like 7 to 10.
And you told him to
Yeah, 10.
But their squad is really not
They
good
are
enough.
17.
What they did last season, it was a lot of 1-0s and good defensive performances.
It was.
I feel like
They are
this
17th.
season you have to
We're
take
in
that
March
to
and
another
they're
level.
17th. We're in March and they're 17th.
When you look at it, they're only about 3 or 4 points off of these guys in like 14,
I know,
15.
but-
Yeah, but that's by that amount.
Like
of
everybody
points.
else around them has been struggling because of, one's got no budget, one's got poor players, one's
Stop.
got this.
Burnley have no budget.
They don't, but they got the players. They were.
The players aren't that great.
I'll tell you what, if you're Everton, you take
No.
Ashley Barnes right now.
No,
I
but I like Barnes.
Sean Dyche has
I like
got
Barnes,
a
but-
bog standard industrial.
Brexit FC.
I like Sean
Builders.
Dyche. Don't get me wrong. I
I
think
told him to play football.
I think he should remain in the job, but his job's never been in question. I'm asking why.
I just think
His job's never been in question. and
Because
I'm
Burnley's not levels.
I'm baffed.
Because he's a fantastic manager.
He's a good manager. He's not fantastic.
Okay, good. Now, for that level,
I see what you're saying.
as in like he's gone down with them, he's brought them up, he's had to sell.
I mean, look.
you like some Michael Keane, he's invested.
You look, Chris Hughton's Brighton's above him, right? Newcastle
Right, but
above
Brighton
him.
has spent a lot of money.
Huh?
Brighton has signed like
I
11,
feel
12
like these teams that
players.
you're naming, I feel like they got better players than.
I mean,
Burnley.
Chris Hughton's
Because
job
what
should be on
Burnley,
the
I just
screen,
think
in
what they
fairness.
did last season, it's crazy. It will happen again, and they tried really hard for that, but obviously they didn't.
I mean, I
they
look at
didn't
Bournemouth,
really-
they're sitting in 12th comfy. Just the same points as Everton, 1 point behind Leicester.
Bournemouth have been in the league longer.
Yeah, I mean, maybe a year longer. Do you know what I mean? But I know Burnley went down, then came straight back up. So fair enough.
You had a man like Chris Boyd in the wing.
Boyd,
Just playing football because he can run.
who is your goal of the week?
Ooh.
Ooh,
Yeah,
No, there was
I've
one.
got mine.
I
I've
can't
got
remember
mine.
now. There was one though.
Granit Xhaka.
LOL.
Um,
There's a certain derby that happened.
I just need to see the fixtures again.
What are you?
I don't know why it's a derby, but it's a rivalry.
Oh, what, Palace, Brighton?
I think
That's it. Knockouts goal. There we
Knockout
go.
goal.
Yeah, knockouts goal.
Knockout goal was mad.
Yeah, knockout.
Posted in.
All right, then he gets goal of the week.
Ward-Prowse gets a mention, don't it?
Oh, Ward-Prowse gets a special mention for that Beckham F.
You know what?
free
You know what?
kick.
I'm not gonna lie. He's techie. You know.
He's techie. He is.
Techie.
I like Ward-Prowse. I absolutely love him. Player of the week.
Sterling.
Raheem Sterling.
You can't really
He's
say
so
anyone
good
else.
at league.
His third goal was nice as well.
Team of the week.
Newcastle.
Oh, that's a
That
good
was
shout there,
good.
John.
That was good.
What about Cardiff beating West Ham though? No, to be fair, Newcastle gave them 2 goals down. Sorry, West Ham. Sorry, Cardiff. No, because I like Cardiff, man. I'm a bluebird. You know what I mean? I like the new.
You're Bluebird, yeah?
Yeah, I like the new.
Well, guess
Hawks.
what? They're going down.
They're not. They're going to survive. I'm telling you.
Alright, so like,
Brighton's going
in your
down.
opinion, who's going down?
Brighton's going down.
No.
Brighton are gone, and Chris Hughton will be sacked. They're going down. Brighton are gone.
Brighton are on 33.
Look at their fixtures. You will be like them beating Palace was phenomenal for them.
Cardiff.
It was a huge.
Bro, Cardiff, Southampton. They got Bournemouth and they got Wolves. Bro, they've only got Arsenal, Tottenham, and City.
Only
That's a lot.
That's 3 of them you've named.
Yeah, so if they get 2 wins, they're on
And
39.
Wolves. They're not beating Wolves.
Nah,
They're
Wolves.
gone.
Wolves.
They're gone.
You
Yeah,
just said Arsenal,
No,
Tottenham,
Wolves
and
against the small teams.
But Brighton need like one more week.
Okay, everyone pick up a team, right? Who's got Brighton's fixtures? You have.
Yeah, I've got them.
Can somebody else put up?
Southampton.
Say Southampton, Burnley, and then I'll pick up Cardiff.
Oh, are we gonna go? For
Okay, I mean I have to. Maybe I should have done it last time.
Brighton got a game in hand as well.
Have
All
they?
I'm saying,
Yeah, against Chelsea.
You sure?
That's their game in hand.
Yeah.
Southampton have a postponed game with Watford.
Yeah,
They got Brighton.
yeah,
They got Liverpool.
yeah,
Wolverhampton.
yeah,
Flipping it. Newcastle.
yeah.
Bournemouth.
6-pointer as well.
West Ham.
Oh,
And Huddersfield.
Southampton are safe, you know.
they're safe, and they got a good manager. Do you know why? They got one of the best managers out of that bottom 6.
I'm not gonna lie. Hassan Hutul.
I'm for
He
it.
looks like he works in a flipping some magazine
He actually
company or
looks
something,
like
bruv.
he actually looks like a Bundesliga manager. You know, like he
No, he
actually
does.
looks like
He
manages
does. He
Frankfurt
does. Yeah.
Or Dusseldorf.
Like
or
he's
any of them.
Nagelsmann's big brother or something.
You know, it's funny. He's Austrian. I keep thinking he's German.
Burnley.
He's Austrian.
Burnley have Leicester,
Yeah,
Wolves,
yeah,
Bournemouth,
yeah,
Cardiff,
yeah,
Chelsea,
yeah.
Man City, Everton, Arsenal.
Yo,
Who's game for
holy
those?
smokes.
Who's games are those?
Burnley.
Gone! Oh my god!
Lord of mercy.
Burnley are losing their last 4 games.
Oh my god!
That
Don't
got
get
easy
another
game.
game.
I think
they've
it's
got
right
6
to say that because it reminds me of last
Sugar.
season. Do you know how this? No. Do you know what it is? I think. I don't think Burnley. Actually, maybe actually.
Now Burnley are down.
Maybe there, but the only thing in their defense, it reminds me of last season. With
Oh,
Huddersfield.
Cardiff.
I remember Huddersfield's last couple of games.
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
like
they were
Arsenal,
1-0s, yeah.
City,
And they still-
Chelsea,
and they survived.
Everton. They lost those 2 of them, but the Chelsea and City one, they put like 7 man behind
the ball. Yeah,
they
they
got
went
2 points
1-0s.
out of those
I
2
swear they
games.
beat
and
Chelsea.
They drew 1-1.
Didn't they? Oh, they stayed up that day.
Yeah, that was
didn't they?
that. So I can see Burnley
Hey,
if they're in
check
that time. They just put bare man behind the ball.
Bro, check Cardiff, yeah. Away to Chelsea, away to City. No, home to Chelsea, away to City, away to Burnley, home to Liverpool, away to Fulham. This is crunch time. Oh, I'm
They're
gonna
gonna-
lie.
they're
This
gonna get-
season's actually going to end well. Like there's a title
Could be a
race,
nice one, yeah.
there's a top 4 race. There may not be a European race, as in the little. I think.
No, I think
Wolves
it's out of Wolves and Watford.
Wolves and
in my
Watford,
opinion,
right?
yeah.
And then there's a relegation battle, thick.
I don't know if it's only relegation for one place though.
It is
The other
only.
2
I know.
are just
I know.
gone.
There's like 5 teams in there.
I know what you mean, yeah. But
Yeah.
then, you name some horrible fixtures. I mean, you look at Newcastle, away to Bournemouth, away to Arsenal, home to Palace, away to Newcastle, home to Southampton. They're horrible
But
fixtures for
the only thing
everyone.
I'm saying, these lot who are on that's the thing, 33 points. You just need 2 wins. That's it.
Nah, man.
But
think so?
But
Two-
then again,
two
I
will
did say
do.
before, I feel like the team that's going down, they're gonna have a high number this year.
What point? How many points do you need to survive this season?
Usually it's 40, but I think you might need a bit more.
40.
this year.
43 this year.
Because
43?
I think you might, because I remember there
That
was
means that man
I
have
think
to get
10
10
years
points.
ago, I think 10 years
Yeah,
ago,
sorry.
there's a team that went down with 42, isn't it? Like 10
West
years
Ham.
ago.
West Ham, I think it was.
So I think
West
it might
Ham
be a
went
high
down
one.
with- yeah,
It might be.
It's not going to be a high one.
I think it might be. You know.
It's not.
Do you know why? Because Fulham and Huddersfield are going to take points off guys, bruv.
You reckon?
Yeah, man. It's not. They're not going to lose all the rest of their games.
They are.
They'll take points.
Maybe
Someone
Fulham-
will draw
Fulham-
at Fulham.
Fulham will get
Fulham
points.
will try.
Someone will draw at Fulham, and it'll be like a disaster.
You see the way Huddersfield played?
Yeah.
Oh man.
You see Scotty Parker. What's the odds for Fulham to
I
stay
couldn't
up?
stop laughing. Oh,
Who's Scotty Parker? Huh?
What's the odds for Fulham to stay up?
It must be 1,000 to 1. I'll stick a pound on
They
it
are
right
13
now.
points off. 13 points.
They're 13 points
That's already
off
that's
relegation.
5 games.
That would be a waste of a pound, bro.
Might as well get
Yeah, Fulham are done. That's 5 games.
So Newcastle gets team of the week. Who's not the team of the week then? Yeah, Everton. Yeah, I think that's.
Pickford.
I think that's
Overrated
he
goalkeeper.
can't be England's number one. We got to go back to the Heaton.
But then even Heaton had a bit of a mare as well.
All right, Nick Pope. Who else? You know?
It was a bad week for goalkeepers.
Oh yeah, for the best.
For the English goalkeepers.
Heaton had a mare. Pickford had a mare.
De Gea had. Alisson had a mare.
I'll tell you what, Leonard
Alisson had
number one.
Alisson was fouled. Alisson was fouled. You know.
What? So was that a foul?
And he's barking at the
I didn't
referee.
say that.
Yellow.
That was a
Yeah,
foul.
it was a foul. It was a foul.
Climbing on it.
Should Leno be
I can't lie, I'm glad.
Germany's
I'm
number
glad.
He's got Drew, innit?
Stop it. No one's down that
Should
conversation.
Leno be Germany's number
No
one?
one's down that conversation.
Let's go to Barcelona and ask Ter Stegen.
He's been sick, you know.
Hi-yo! And I can tell you what, Neuer will be phenomenal against Liverpool, Adrian. That's
fine.
So don't get me running now.
All we need to do is score more goals than them. Or score the same amount of goals as them. So it's cool.
Or Gangster lean. All right, so next week there's only 5 games.
Well, not that guy.
Oh, sorry. He's not that guy this week.
The Referees Association.
Yeah, the whole referee committee, because we have the worst referees in football. Do you understand that? Do you understand that, Adrian?
Yeah.
We have the worst referee, and I was talking to a guy he's patriotic, he's English, isn't it? I said, no, this country has the worst in football. And he said, no, come on, look at what's going on in Italy, where they're betting.
He has to watch the second of Serie A, you know.
When people ask such questions, do you actually watch the game? Or you just look what's going on in Italy?
I said to him, I said to the guy, name me another referee outside the Premier League that makes the mistakes that our referees make.
No, name me another referee outside of
Oh,
England.
just name another one, yeah.
Period.
Well, you know, the bloke, you know what I mean.
Yeah, that one over there in the Champions League when he handballed it.
All of that match fix and stuff, you know what I mean? Like, it's not...
Yeah. What, do you know what? I'm deadly serious about this. We need to have Champions League referees in England. We need to have European.
They're
foreign
not
referees.
great either.
I don't care. They don't make mistakes. They don't make stupid mistakes.
Yeah.
It's another thing where you think, do you know what? Oh, the referee's not blown a whistle for that. Where it's been harsh or not harsh.
Fair enough, yeah.
Our guys are making. I mean, the Raheem Sterling first goal. How they've justified it? The fact that they justified Kane's penalty. The fact that they justified that.
And he was offside again this weekend.
Yeah, of course he was offside.
He was offside again this
Of
weekend.
course he was offside. He's the face of England. They can't touch him.
Basic
with a barge pole.
fundamental errors I can't stand.
Honestly.
And they repeat offenders.
How did Pickford stay on the pitch after the rugby
Oh,
tackle and
my
then save the
days.
penalty? Oh my lord! If I was Marcus,
was that in itself a red card?
He was a red card straight.
Because the red card
He
thing is if
cleaned
you
it.
go for the ball, because you can't do the double jeopardy thing, but if it's a clear attempt for the ball, he just went and tackled him.
Okay.
And then tried to say something about like the side. I don't know what he.
I don't know what he's trying to
I don't know
do.
how he argued it.
Oh.
He's a brilliant lawyer. I don't know how he got away with it. Did he even get yellow?
No, the referee said, Jordan didn't mean to do anything bad.
No.
He literally said, Jordan.
Pug.
JJ. He didn't really
Some
mean
of
to
the refereeing has been absolutely. I mean, the refereeing at Arsenal United was shocking, absolutely awful. And I'm not here for it, bruv. So the Football Association and the refereeing committee, you're not that guy, cuz. Sort it out. They have to go in the Hall of Fame. They have to be inducted in the Hall of Fame.
I don't think John Moss is fit.
John Moss is not fit enough to be a referee.
He doesn't look fit.
Chris Kavanagh, he's awful. What's the other one? Martin Atkinson, the guy makes your blood boil. Mike Dean's the best one, that tells you everything. Michael Oliver's shocking. Let me know.
I feel like Oliver had promised because he was young.
Who was the one at White Hart at Wembley for Arsenal the other week? Was it he's bold. White guy, he's bold. I forgot his name now. He's got in my head.
What the mechanical?
He's no, not Dermot Gallagher.
I'll
bring him back. I'll bring him back.
He thinks that referees are like little TV, you know.
No, on a daily basis.
He's a real one.
The Ref Watch is a superb program.
He doesn't care about no referee union. He's leaving them hanging the man out to dry.
Peter Wharton in the BT Sport, he's backing every referee decision. He backs everything. The guy could do anything, bruv, and he would still think. Pogba, I think, clotheslined. Like I said, there was a situation where my guy clotheslines him.
Yesterday,
yeah.
Ramsey.
Nothing.
Ramsey, yeah.
Did he get yellow for that?
No, Socrates on the other hand got a yellow card in the first 10 minutes. First 5 minutes for something minor. Yeah. But anyway, you know.
I remember he gave the referee a high five and he ran off.
Yeah. Oh, it's just honestly, I want foreign referees. I don't want these English anymore.
Foreign.
Unless it's Mike Dean. I don't mind Mike Dean. He's alright.
You want these
Look,
foreigners
is he
coming
just the
into our
best
country,
Is he the best
stealing
of
our
a
jobs?
bad crop? Is he the best of a bad crop? Is he good?
No, he actually makes good decisions. He's just annoying to watch
Annoying, yeah.
because he makes it about him, sort of thing. You know,
I can't lie. Howard Webb was good, you know.
Howard was superb. He was a
I
fair.
remember we used to always slate him when we was
because he gave Man United 80% of the
Hey
results.
guys, hey, Sergio Aguero is a world-class player.
Why do you say that?
I'm looking at his numbers, bro.
Where's the revelation?
God.
How's that come? What, his numbers off?
Blood.
I'm telling you, 40 goals a season, he would have been.
Are we doing a pod next week? Since there's only 5 games in the league, which include none of the top 4.
Chelsea's playing.
Oh, sorry. Oh, Chelsea and Liverpool playing.
We don't have to do a pod.
I mean, look, it's the Fulham at Liverpool.
No, but it's FA
Fulham
Cup
playing
though.
Liverpool. Yeah, it's FA Cup weekend. So who's in that? Because we're not playing.
United.
United.
We need to come out of that, man.
United.
No, that's one of the things that we need
to come out
this
of that,
season.
man.
What do you mean to come out?
We want a cup.
Yeah.
Okay.
This whole coming out, we've been through this whole thing of getting out.
Yeah,
cups.
no, you have.
There's no real correlation.
That Champions League quarterfinal is going to affect that top
It's not
4 spot.
affecting nothing. It's
You
not
watch.
affecting nothing.
I know Man United's like, who do they get the next round? Porto.
I would love it. I would love it.
And then Tottenham will
when
get
Wendy's
Ajax.
not drew their 2 games in a row, they had 2 weeks
Tottenham will
off.
get Ajax, right?
They had 2
And
weeks
what
off.
does that mean?
No, you don't remember that? No, remember
You
that?
man walk into the
Hey.
semi-final of the
No,
Champions League.
no. You know, I wouldn't mind it. 'Cause
And Ollie's at the definite will.
I've been screaming it that I need an underdog Champions League, bro. Like I'd love like a Man City Atletico final.
Or like a Liverpool, innit?
Or like
Nah,
a Juve,
Like
innit?
a Liverpool, back in the first
You
year.
think Juve could turn
To
it
make
up?
amends.
Get ready
What a
to come
wonderful
back.
story.
They're doing
Hey,
it.
they're coming to the Allianz, isn't
They're
it?
doing it. They're doing it.
They're doing it. That's the judge, bruv. That stadium there is the judge. The thing is, I think
Simeone's going to make that like so deep. The lad's going to be behind the goal line itself. What? No, we're impregnable.
All Black doesn't have to take. He just takes a seat. That is going to be something.
Them impenetrable lines.
That's
Yeah,
going
it's
to be
gonna
a
be incredible.
game.
That's going to be some
So
martial
good.
defending. We're going to watch tactical football at its highest. But who knows, man?
Ronaldo trying to break it down.
Allegri versus Simeone.
Guys, quick question, because I don't want to make it a conversation too tough here. But how did Simeone make us love defending and Jose made us hate it? Like how?
That's
Because
When he attacks.
because Simeone didn't have a team that was able to actually worthy to go and win a game.
There you go.
Mourinho would have the best talent and sit back.
Mourinho had a war chest.
Mourinho used to go to Anfield in 05. Used to go to Anfield. Do you remember that team in 05? Remember how awful that team was? Yeah? When you used to go to that team in 05 and sit with men behind the ball. They had a midfield of Essien, Makaleli, Didier Drogba, they had Frank Lampard, they had Damien Duff, Ian Robin, and sat men behind the ball with Garcia, Schmeitzer, Jersey Dudek. Oh, he's a disgrace. He was an absolute disgrace. He was an absolute disgrace for what he was doing. Because we used to come in and say, okay, you're the best team in Europe.
95,
And you would never see it.
Conceded 15 goals that season.
Yeah,
I hear that because all you don't did was sit there.
That's fine.
When they took off Essien, they brought on another big black unit. Oh God,
No,
it was annoying.
he'll never make that mistake. He'll take off the left winger. He's keeping
It was never like for like.
No, you're right. You're right.
For like,
Do you remember?
And then it'll be like Jeremy and all them.
Jeremy, for a shift. Do you remember friggin' Carvalho in his pomp with John Terry? And then
Carvalho was wavy.
And then
He was slow. He was weak.
but
He knew how to defend.
he knew where to stand. He always knew where to
He was the
stand.
man.
And then
I thought he was like 5'10".
and to top it off,
was
the
the
Czech
man.
was in goal. 05 Czech was in goal.
24 clean sheets.
I tweeted it the other day.
No, check with a trim.
That is the answer to your question. Why did we like Simeone? Because he used to go to the new camp
With Miranda.
And one friend.
with Jose Antonio Reyes. Are you really joking, bro? He had a shocking team.
No, but I'm not gonna lie, yeah. Atletico's recruitment, you know, like from 2013, yeah, to like 2018, bro. They got Falcao, you know.
Yeah, they did.
Do you remember Falcao like top three?
The one thing they always get right is a striker. The one thing they always get right.
Because their midfield was
From Fernando Torres to Aguero to Forlan
To Costa.
remember when they had like
it was Jackson Martinez.
I'm not gonna lie, yeah. Their
Mandzukic was in there.
midfield was bad because they have like flipping
Gabby.
Arda Turan, yeah, and Gabby,
Garda Turan.
and
Okay.
Mario Suarez and all them.
Adrian
And
Lopez.
They never had Yannick Carrasco for a piece.
Carrasco, hey.
But you know that back four has probably been the same back four for the last 10 years.
Godin was here when they were wearing Kia in that.
Bro, God was in
You're
full
kidding me,
manager.
really?
Bro, do you remember the Kia kit?
Bro,
All I remember is Fernando Torres.
Yeah.
He was there them
I think
times.
of Kia, I think of Fernando Torres. I
David
think
De
of-
Gea.
Oh God,
You get
David
me?
De Gea. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
David De Gea.
They had Moya
That is the
for
answer to your question. That's why. That's why, because Mourinho knew he could go out there and obliterate a team, but
Stink
said,
it out.
no
But the thing is,
You
you're
respect
mad.
it when it's when you have the worst team. You respect a good defensive performance.
Yeah.
But
you also respect him because he actually won. Like after all that defending, Mourinho come out the winner, and you can't say nothing to him. Nope.
And it's so funny. Last year when we played Atletico in the Europa League semi-final, I saw a masterclass in front of me. Simeone was sent off, and an Atletico player was sent off in the first 10 minutes. One was sent to the stands.
For Psycho.
For 80 minutes, this team played with 10 men at the Emirates, and still picked an away goal.
Yep.
They were a goal down at the time.
I'm not
still
gonna lie.
went and got goal, and I said,
Griezmann put on a clinic of how to be a forward when you got 2 banks or 4 behind you.
I mean, he had one chance.
That's it.
2 banks of 4 and 1 chance.
That's it.
And
You feel Lukaku? Of course.
Adrian, stop.
Lukaku had the season of 4 league goals.
Adrian, stop.
of course, Koscielny with a mistake, because we're going to give you a goal. We're going to give you a chance.
Show you about them times.
Huh?
This was last year.
Last season.
It was
No,
last
no,
season.
remember he got a mad injury. I saw it was
That was the away,
Oh, the away one.
leg.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
so it was the
okay.
following week.
Okay,
And
okay.
he pulled it, whatever.
One more thing.
Yes.
Shout out to the OG, Louis Van Gaal.
Well, what's up?
He retired, man.
Oh, retired. Oh, is that why
Retired,
Martial
man.
tweeted him?
Yeah, man.
Retired?
He retired
He's
from football.
officially retired now.
Why?
I said
I
retired.
don't know.
Do managers retire?
Yeah.
I think you just don't get a job.
You just stop.
I think you just 70 and you're like, yeah, that'll do.
Frank Rijkaard.
That'll do, yeah. Frank Rijkaard.
He's a property.
No, I'm not gonna lie.
Ruud Gullit hasn't retired,
I'm not gonna lie.
Redknapp's still waiting on the
Harry Redknapp's waiting.
Luka Vialli.
Rijkaard did the best vanishing act in the world.
I don't know where.
I think he's been better than Tupac.
The guy managed in Saudi Arabia after Barcelona.
Is that where he was?
He went to Saudi
I
Arabia.
didn't know where he
Not
was.
for the national team. No. A league.
Al Ali. You know, they get that one there, like Asimo with Real.
bro.
Someone.
No,
Yeah,
but
but
that
like
must
you
have been
said,
nice.
Like 500
Nah,
pounds a week.
shout out to Van Gaal,
They
man.
got a bag over there, though. Let's be real.
Oh, the bag, the oil is
They
real.
said they were going to give Zidane 50 million a year.
Flip, I would
Yeah,
take
I was
year!
managed there. Hey, I was managed.
Give me one season.
A year!
One season, blood.
Why just go chilling
I
around-
need
chilling
a
around
jurisdiction
the
of the rules in that country, just so I don't
yeah.
slip up. I'll be there. 50 million.
1 year can 10 to 10, quick.
But when they've allowed women to drive last year, I can't take it lightly.
In 2019.
But they just let women drive in Saudi Arabia. Now I have to know the laws.
Yeah,
I have to know every
make sure-
legislation.
No, you have to.
I can't get nicked.
No, you have to.
Jaywalking. I can't.
You have to be glued up, bro.
You can hug a thing in public and get
I
stoned.
can't get nicked, bro. I know someone that went on holiday to Dubai, bro, and was showing shoulder and was told off. And I'm thinking, shoulder? You know what I'm saying? Shoulder?
Yeah, it's nuts.
Nah, blood, you need
That
to
is
know your
nuts,
laws.
man.
Don't just enter lands and think, we're
the same as England now.
I come with a British passport, you think you're Nang. You're not Nang, bro. When you're in another country, you'll get duppied. Anyway, that sums up
One thing we need to talk about. No.
Talk to us.
There's an epidemic going on right now.
What in football?
That it needs to stop. It needs to cease. No, because somebody's gonna get hurt.
Someone's gonna get shanked.
No, I'm being serious, man.
Nah, I think so. I think it gets to the
Fam.
point. They need to start building up the
We're talking about pitch invaders, yeah?
But the thing
Yeah,
is, I think because of like Hillsborough and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
that's why they cut it down. That's why
But
they
like
stopped
maybe
it.
not still ones. Use just like nets, like the ones that they have in Germany.
Is it nets in Germany?
Yeah, because like
Okay,
especially
so
on
still.
the standings stands, like saying Bayern's or
Yeah.
Dortmund and stuff. They put it up there so you can't actually go to the other
Oh,
side. So,
Bundesliga expert.
Man, this is like Germany.
I don't know, real.
Correspondent.
Fuck, we need to start hiring better stewards. These men are looking like they're two months away from retirement. Hey,
But like, when I was last year,
no one.
there were bare old guys.
Oh,
I was like,
Jesus.
you guys are doing nothing.
These are man that are just collecting that pocket money.
Collecting it, bro.
But at the end of the day, if you want to run onto a pitch, you can. No steward is stopping
Yeah, you can.
You can always,
you
because
are.
they've got about 30 jobs to do at the same time. You've been a steward at Huddersfield, you know how it is. So they can't just focus on he might run on the pitch. And how often does that happen?
Yeah.
It's rare it
Very
happens.
rare, yeah.
So you know,
Especially when we went to to Stamford Bridge, and we were so close, like the second
Donny.
row. I'm like, if I wanted to, I could just run
I
the pitch now.
I could jump
I could
off.
just take this corner. Like,
Even the seats are right behind the benches.
Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So because I heard a lot of slander about security and how it's done, and I thought, nah, you guys haven't got a Scooby
it
idea
is tough.
what to do.
Because
And the whole thing of like, let's deduct the club points. What's got nothing to do with the club about deduct us points? Or because some idiot ran on the field. Yeah. Yes, you know, it's dumb.
Because I'll say that if they were to get more stewards, obviously there's a lot more money for the clubs.
A lot more money.
And if they tell them all to come down to the pitch side, then the stands are going. Then
exactly.
there's a danger
you're
there.
Leaving space.
So you've got to just got to think about it now. I don't know what they're gonna do, but if it carries on, then they're gonna have to take some drastic measures. Yeah,
I mean it's funny because the Arsenal one, you know, the guy actually I think he goes to celebrate with the Arsenal players, but Smalling happens to be there and he sort of nudges him. But then there's other players around him as well.
He ran the length of the pitch.
He runs in front of Pogba. It doesn't really touch him either. He just dodges him and goes into the fans, hugs Monreal, blah blah. The one at Birmingham City, holy smokes, bro! Jack Grealish held a bang. You know what I'm saying? And even the steward hit him. Did you see this?
Yeah, I saw that
when he celebrated, when he starts, he sort of knees him from behind.
He got really rattled.
And he's like,
I didn't realise.
That derby is up. It's like top 5 fierce derbies in football. That's the thing. Everyone forgets about that Midlands, that Birmingham derby. It's horrible. It's hot. Especially in Birmingham. Then the one in Scotland, my guy come out. Yeah, he actually got almost decked as well. So, you know, you're right. You know, you just thank God that they didn't have weapon, no knife, nothing like that.
Right. At the Valley, but you could just waltz in. You could just walk in.
At the Valley, man can moonwalk on the pitch and ball man.
You can walk in the street.
Because what do you think would happen if somebody like got shanked? If a player like got stabbed? What would you do? Oof. Or like he got clobbered with like a hammer. Like my guy just gives Deck Smalling on the floor and that's it. And he's unconscious on the floor. What do you do? Like, you know, we would obviously, they'll make us not have games, we'll have to have games behind closed doors. They'll do all that kind of mess, but I don't know, man. I mean, in France, there's some French games, Lyon and Saint Etienne or someone like that, they're throwing a flare at a player. It's like, bloody hell. Those things are like 600 degrees.
There's a Marseille one, I remember.
Yeah, the Marseille one was frivolous, where they had the next game they had to play behind closed doors. Because it was lawless what they were doing in that game. But hey.
I think just put up a higher gate or something. Just put up a higher gate.
You reckon we're back to Hillsborough, yeah? We're going to go back to those days of gates?
Maybe not too high.
No, we can't. I don't
Something.
We never will.
Obviously, do you know, and also it depends on some stadiums. Because some stadiums, like, say the ground's lower. So the fans can't actually get on the pitch.
Yeah.
Because there's actually a bit of a drop. And it works with other stadiums and stuff like that. But, or like even Arsenal. Arsenal, there's a little bit of a rim around it.
You're talking about like the structure of the stadium, innit? Those things aren't all going to change.
Yeah,
it has to be a stewarding thing. It has to be a club thing.
Yeah, someone suggested, you know, why don't you just like make like a big stoop in front of the pitch? And I said, what, you're going to dig the whole ground and go around? You don't know
like a moat?
Just through the concrete and then just make a whole thing.
We got that Old Trafford. Everyone's
getting out of water's out and a couple of crocodiles.
That looks painful.
It does look painful, it is.
You know, if you're running throw some water in there.
Trying to get throwing? Nah, just leave the ball over and try and run for it.
Should have an alligator in there or what? You know, maybe have dogs or something. I don't know, but it's extreme stuff. You know, what we're talking about is it's quite.
So then, what's the deterrent then?
No, do you know what? I think it's quite alcohol related. I don't know what you lot think. You know?
Yeah.
I think it's people that are on a lash. They've been on a lash all day.
One too many.
They are.
No, because that's not normal behaviour.
Because you know how dumb it is to run on the pitch.
I think there's people that plan it.
And the other thing is as well. 9 times out of 10, the person that runs onto the field, it's not even their ticket. So you know how you can sort of like you man use some of my tickets, for example, at games, right? You can easily just decide, hey blood, it's not my name, you get me, I'm going to launch this. What will happen is I will get contacted, they'll try, if you get caught and the police arrest you, fine, they'll take your details. But if they're looking at a ticket, they find my name on it.
Don't know it's your ticket though.
Why wouldn't
if they don't catch you?
Well, yeah, when don't they get catched? They always get catched. They always get catched at some stage. Like running, like you know,
back up to the stand. That's what they always say. They said let them run to the pitch because they've got to come back at one point.
West Ham, they'll take a corner flag.
But West Ham went into the centre circle and pledged allegiance to the flag. You know what I'm saying?
Mark Noble was on smoke that day.
This was man on the
Captain CT.
These men were planting flags in the middle of the pitch. But the thing is, so you know, you could get. It's hard to sort of track down. I mean, look, you know that guy who threw the bottle at Dele Alli? Do you remember? Game, right? By the way, there's been a lot of football stuff this season. When you think about the banana, the racist stuff, the everything. But yeah, the bottle, the guy left the stadium straight away, but was nicked literally afterwards. Like the same day it was nicked. And it's been banned.
There's cameras everywhere.
Yeah. There's cameras everywhere. I mean, you saw the coverage of the Arsenal game when they were showing all kinds of views and visions, and because they've brought up this new Intel thing, and we're the first ground to have it at the minute. I think City are having it next. And it's like, you can't escape now. You can't escape.
Even now on social media, you can even... People getting nicked just through videos they put on Twitter. I think the Chelsea one, they didn't even... I don't think we even saw that on live TV when they
it was
were
on
racist
TV,
to Sterling.
but no one in the ground clocked it.
Okay, but because it went so viral, then that's when they.
Football
people,
fans, get a grip, Don't be
just
stupid.
enjoy the game and leave it there.
Let's have some banter. But other argument, I was listening to 5 Live, and on they were talking about rugby. You know how rugby always tries to put football to shame because of how
they're respectful. They actually.
But do you know that they don't have an away end? So all the fans mix around with each other. Therefore, you're not going to start having aggro, right?
Rubbish.
But do you not think that should be? Because if you have an away end in football, it's more into you sort of. You're more likely to be cliquey with your fans and sort of like start chanting at the other lot.
Yeah.
But to stop that, don't you think there can be like no away end?
No, because that's what makes the atmosphere.
Football's different.
West Ham versus Millwall.
I know, but are you going to go for atmosphere versus,
I think Millwall should be deleted as a club,
But when they come to the Premier League, it's going to be curtains for every ground.
No.
Every ground have got to have.
Honestly, severe sanctions will be put in place. These are anything for Everton.
And and in the Premier League, Everton's one of the worst.
Yeah.
They're one of the worst.
Scum, innit?
Absolute vermin. Yeah.
I think Bournemouth were the best. I saw some league table of
See, I thought Southampton were, but then what they did against Cardiff, unlawful.
Those two,
Yeah. But Bournemouth are probably up there. To be fair, they ain't got much to shout about.
So you got like 10,000 guys.
11,000.
But their stadium is so tiny, bro.
It's a box. Anyway, that wraps up this week's Top 4 podcast. Make sure you share, like, subscribe. We may or may not be back next week. I don't know. If not, we'll be back the week after where it all kicks off. Make sure you share, like, subscribe. This is the Top 4 podcast. Bye.